Next time I see some punk ass kids, I'm gonna tell them their dad's car's full of Mountain Dew just to pop the radiator cap off.
Hey, boys and girls of all ages, welcome to a new episode of the Game Talk Podcast, where we will introduce to you for the first time ever drinkable Mountain Dew from your vehicle, straight from the motherfucking tap, people. Fuck Tide Pods. Let this be a new trend.
And if that's not enough sugar for you, bust the drywall off. You got cotton candy in the walls.
And if you want a more adult sauce, then put on the pine sauce on the rocks.
See? Self-efficient.
Fucking hell.
Terrible.
Oh, hey, there's Rambo.
What's up?
Rambo, are you aware of the cotton candy in your walls and the Mountain Dew liquid that is in your car?
What?
Exactly. Not many people know
See,
about
he's
that.
been doing it wrong, buying the shit at the store all the time.
I'm kind of confused as to what your
That fluid in your radiator, that's actually Mountain Dew. Just get a straw and suck it.
Oh, no, we can stand for a while.
That padding in your wall, it's not fiberglass, it's actually cotton candy.
Yeah. Is this a new PewDiePie challenge?
It's the all-new strawberry flavor.
Get it. Give it time, sir. Give it time.
Well, I'm coming at you live from Antarctica.
Live from
Gross.
Antarctica, hosting
telling you
tonight's
that-
Saturday Night Live. No.
They are actually wrong. The polar bears are doing fine.
Fucking
So
Al
why don't they
Gore.
just put polar bears in fucking Oklahoma City then?
I don't know fucking understand why, man. Like, we should have them here. Like, they would have a good habitat. It's
Like-
literally been wind chill like negative 12 degrees.
It is.
Oh, it's negative 12 degrees. They just told me now. Negative 12 degrees wind chill, like right now.
It was 15.
It was negative 15 this morning.
Damn.
Yeah. So, but I've bundled up. I could probably last a few hours. My fingertips might not, but I mean, you don't really need those to play games. I've seen people play with their mouths.
Fingertips, man. I'm really sensitive about that shit right now. What the fuck?
That's because Metro keeps cutting himself at Subway.
That or
He can't
keep
slice open bread.
that or he's fingering Gamer Jargon at the butt.
Ew!
It's that too. Well, your wife said ew, but that's an actual reality though.
Hey,
It was
Rambo,
an ooh,
Rambo.
like gross, but-
Hey, Rambo, I dare you to put your finger up her butt right now.
No.
Come on, man, it'd be funny. Hear her
I
squeak.
bet you it's warm.
It'll thaw you out, buddy.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
I'd rather die of hypothermia than end up in someone's asshole.
Yeah.
So, anything newsworthy besides the obvious stupidity of Tide Pods?
Oh, there's
Yeah,
tons.
Did you
There
not?
is,
I mean,
but-
did you really not see
The
that
YouTube
Nintendo?
stuff? Or the
No, that Nintendo has found a way to market cardboard.
I know, I'm more baffled than anything.
Fuck, here we go.
I don't even understand it. I'm the Nintendo guy. I don't fucking understand it.
Probably already ordered a bunch.
No.
He's like, Brimstone, save all the soda boxes because we're gonna use them, bitches.
I'm telling you, it's fucking insane. Nintendo has figured out a way to market cardboard
You know what I think
and
they got-
and actually charge you $70 to $90 for the cardboard.
And you know what I think they got that idea from? Is that fucking Google Cardboard bullshit that came out a while back. I think that's
Wait,
where
what?
that idea came from. Like the whole
Is he
cardboard
actually
thing.
in this call, or is he just like yelling from a distance?
I don't know. I muted him on my end so that way it didn't happen like that. But
Like, the only thing I can ever hear is just like him, just like yelling, like he's in another room, like
Autistic
pissed off at
screeching?
the computer. Yeah, like pissed off at the computer screen because somebody's talking about Nintendo.
I mean, he does autistically screech quite a bit, so it's, you know.
Yeah, it's par for the course.
I mean, he's not wrong. Just saying.
Although they did figure out how to replace the Wii U.
Yeah, they finally did. Yeah,
Cardboard?
Yep.
Yeah,
So what's that Nintendo Labo?
That's kind of what
thing?
they should have done in the
that's
first
what that
place.
is. It's the cardboard. Like you get this, you get the software, and then you also get cardboard cutouts, like basically what you get in a Happy Meal, like when you try to like fold these pieces together to make a little thing. But this thing actually will put like a robot. You put the whole fucking thing like on your back, like a backpack. Like you make a backpack out of cardboard. You put it like hook your Joy-Cons in it with cardboard. You put something on your head with fucking cardboard. And then you are watching the game on the screen, but punching with your hands, and you're making the robot punch. It's fucking weird.
It really is.
Like I don't know. I'm Nintendo could not get more gimmicky than this.
What happens if you fall down with all the cardboard on you? Do you break your $80 game or what?
Pretty much.
Well, if you let your kids are gonna like fuck up your $8 game real quick. I don't. They're just.
Bro,
It just
I'm so
blows
confused.
my mind.
I'm just confused as to what this is all about. Like I saw,
Me too.
I saw the cardboard thing. I saw you guys cracking jokes about it earlier today, and I was like, what the fuck?
That's true. What? Pull up a video called Nintendo Lobo or whatever the fuck it's called.
Labo or Lobo.
Labo, Nintendo Labo, and it's like a little.
Labo.
It's weird.
I'll let when you guys are doing that because I'm streaming Street Fighter V right now.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
But look, I mean, on the bright side, Rambo, that all the games that don't come to Nintendo, people bitch about, they can play them now. They just got to make them out of cardboard.
Yeah.
You want the new Madden game? Here you go. Build that shit.
There you go, bro.
It's something, man. It's just weird. Like it makes no damn sense whatsoever.
Oh shit, my nigga's training right now.
So the $80, what? That just comes with the game cartridge and then a bunch of cardboard.
Huh.
Yeah. Cardboard little cutouts. Yeah.
That is the biggest fuck you I have ever seen in my life.
That's why that shit's just so interesting to me. It's like, how does this even sell? And again,
'Cause
I'm
it's
the
Nintendo.
guy.
You did hear him say, "I wonder how this is so interesting to me." I'm wondering how. Like he's not interested in wondering how it's gonna sell. He's actually interested because he wants to buy this shit.
No, I'm
Right.
in the point of like how
This motherfucker is gonna have fucking cardboard all over Brim's house.
That's.
Like, how
Brim's gonna wake up one day and go, "Are you moving?"
Oh no, I'm building my house.
Like no, man. I got. It's a Nintendo
Alright, ready when you
game.
are.
Promise.
Right.
Ready.
Oh my lord.
Yep.
I also invited my old high school buddy who plays Street Fighter, so.
Man, so the YouTube stuff. Let's talk about that. We knew this was going to be a tonight's topic. So let's just pull the Band-Aid off, and I'll pull the Band-Aid off real fast by saying I'm for it. I'm for it. I'm for it. I'm for it. I've been thinking about this real hard. I'm for it. I'm for the idea of making people try, making people put effort into their fucking videos. That is what I'm for.
Ironic.
Because here's the thing. YouTube used to be that way. It used to be a platform where it was a little bit harder to partner on, and it was the first platform to ever have this. So it was a challenge back then. And then what happened? They're like, oh, everybody gets a partnership. You get a partnership. You get a partnership. Next thing you know, we got fucking shitty networks on here like Freedom giving out partnerships to everybody and their fucking brother. And everybody up that ladder created shit videos with like one or two one-off channels that were decent. So, I mean...
As you say, Pete, we have a real quality operation.
I know. I just,
Why? What happened?
when you're like, I'm in favor of like making people try on their videos, and Pete's like, that's ironic.
Well, I know I don't try. I mean, I know I don't try. I've embraced that. I'm going to start trying. What are you doing?
I'm restarting it because apparently it didn't want to work.
No, yeah, like that part I'm okay with because it gives me something to strive for. It gives me more motivation. And I'm in that group Brim's talking about as well. I don't fucking try at all. And this gives me a reason to try. To fight for what I have. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Well, when it comes to gaming content, like you're not making it. Like there's just you're not gonna make it to the YouTube partnership program doing gaming content unless you happen to already have made it.
Unless you've got the following already, so like you're pretty much gonna have to like.
The only way you're making it is by making bullshit. What's it called? Console war bullshit to get the drama and the views. But just basically talking about games or playing games or like that. You're not going to get 400.
See, that's what I would be worried about.
4,000 watch hours in a 12-month time.
Your other Xbox controller, yeah.
Now, like if you,
it's in a 12-month time, Rambo, not a month.
Yeah, I thought it was a month because the way it read was a month, but then Philip DeFranco said it was a 12-month time frame.
Well, here's the thing.
But 4,000 watch hours is 240,000 minutes, and right now I could say, I know I haven't made content, but we're just to say the last 30 days of my channel has made 5,400 minutes.
So, this channel here is smaller than yours, and it's got like 5 times that. And
well, look at what we're doing.
I'm just saying, it's just
I mean, that's
and then here's the thing. Like I saw your tweet, and I think I saw 2 other people's tweets saying we should just all sub to each other and whatnot. I would like to do that, but here's the thing. I'm not subbing to people that I don't like to watch, regardless. Like I'm all for supporting people. Don't get me wrong. But I don't think we should just fucking sub to people for the sake of subbing to people. Because Freedom tried that, and look at that shit. That shit went and tanked to the bottom of the fucking ocean. So my thing is...
Well, the reason why I said that is at least you'll get the 1,000 sub part out of the way.
Right. I'm just saying, if you're going to sub to people, I think you should really focus on the people that you like to watch, not just for the sake of, well, I hope you get a partnership, bro. Here you go. Here's my sub. Like, come on. Man.
I'd be kind of worried about the channels like Poisoning the Well that do really high quality stuff, but it's really, really short.
Why would you be worried about that?
Because even if you get a shitload of views, if your videos are only like 2 or 3 minutes long, and you never do longer content, it's going to get hard to rack up that much time. You know, even if 100,000 people watch a 3-minute video, you know, that's just barely over the 250,000 minutes or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right, and that's why, like, well, that's why it's always been like the longer verse of videos have been more promoted on like the front pages because they've always, or at least for the last Shane, since 2014, they've been supporting. They switched it. Yeah, so I mean that's why like the videos like ours here, this podcast and how long it runs, why it does so good.
Yeah, I mean, you have 100 people watch the whole thing, and damn, you know?
Yeah.
It only takes maybe a couple months worth of casts, and you're at that mark.
I did actually look at, like, say, Philip DeFranco's thought process on it.
There you go.
And, yeah, was being able to put, go to Redbubble, make T-shirts.
Yeah.
What's it called? Do Patreon, do other things, and he said if like 1% if you have 800 subs and 1% of your audience supports you on Patreon at $5 a month or even $1 a month, that's more than you're making. That's 8 people, and at Patreon at $8 a month, that's more than what you're making off your YouTube channel anyway for that month. If you go to Redbubble and make a T-shirt, which is free, and
They just take the cut, right?
Yeah, and then 1% buys a shirt. He said that you're making like $80 that month, which is like 100 times more than what you're making on your channel. So he said, he said that it used to be that way for him before he was there before there was even partnerships available, like way back when. He said the hustle was just simply Patreon and Redbubble, like making T-shirts and shit, and figuring out different ways to make money. And then once the partnerships came on, he said that YouTube kind of just passed them out. And then he said then it got harder and harder and harder and harder and harder to get partnerships, and they just keep on like making it harder. But what's sad though is like they just made changes based on the whole Adpocalypse 3.0, like 10,000 lifetime views, and then you could get partnered. Well, then, like, they're not grandfathering anybody in. Like, they're just kicking. They're actually. There's some people that have been partnered because of that 10,000 views, and are now being kicked out of the program because they don't meet the 240,000 watch minutes. Like that. Like to me, that's wrong. Like if you.
That's a kick in the nuts. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you've been partnered with them because you met their criteria 6 months ago, like when they first changed it 6 months ago. They shouldn't be able to kick you out 6 months later, like because that should be for new channels going forward.
Yeah.
Well, go get that you got kicked out is actually that shows the system's working. So you might have just changed my mind.
Well, now that Go Get got kicked out, never mind. We're all good.
Yep, we're good.
Yeah. Good job, YouTube.
If I wasn't on push to talk and needed one hand to hold down the button to talk, I'd be clapping. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's what you need that hand for. All right.
You're a smart ass, Pete. You know that?
No, Go Get. I was partnered with my 10,000 because I had the 10,000 views, but now I'm not. Or I won't be in February 20th, I guess, or whatever, or February 18th. But I mean, I was actually. I'm gonna start. I've been recording my gameplay of Assassin's Creed and shit. Like, I thought about like putting out a content like some video today about God of War and Fable, and yeah, you see where that went. It might happen tomorrow.
There's always tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, there's always tomorrow. Like that's just that. My mindset. I don't know. I think I spend so much time on fucking social media that. I think the want to make a video is just so down because I say
why
pretty
even
much,
have your computer?
Well, because I can type a lot faster with my keyboard than I can on my fucking phone.
Faggot, Jesus.
I mean, like shit. Come on, man.
Well, look, I understand the whole drought. Like, I get the drought, like, not wanting to, like, create, or you just don't feel it. You know what I mean? Like, but the thing is, I mean, it's kind of all of our own fault, you know? I mean,
oh, yeah.
We can put out great shit. That's the thing. I'm not saying we're not creative, because that's bullshit. I've seen some of our shit. We could do great shit when we want to. It's just, you gotta want to.
Bro, I can get... I'm going over my analytics, and I got the yearly 4,000 hours or whatever. It's the 1,000 subs that I need.
So you have 240,000 minutes of watch time?
Yep.
I don't even know what I actually have watch time.
I have
wise,
videos that are almost at 50,000 views that are 20-minute videos or whatever.
Well, yeah, but I mean that doesn't mean they have watched all of it though. Like, have you actually looked at your watch time?
That's what I'm doing right now.
Okay, I was like going because you can't just look at your.
Rambo.
Well, no, I'm just saying because you can't look at the.
I got one video. It has so many
lifetime.
views. It's got 15 hours and 32 minutes. It's one
It's
video.
not lifetime. It's the last 12 months.
This was uploaded about this time last year.
So my watch time in minutes for the last 365 days is 125,474. So I mean, I guess if I hustled, I could get the extra 100,000 views.
Yeah, you could.
I just need the extra 200 and some subscribers.
You don't need subscribers. You need to have content that can grab the audience and watch and help your click-through rate.
I need subscribers.
Nigga, you can have 30,000 subscribers.
I'm talking for the YouTube partner program. You have to have 1,000 subs.
Yeah.
I need subscribers.
You're right.
I was like, dear God, I need the fucking subs, damn it.
Well, use the Brave shit. Like, that's what I'm doing. I just tried out Brave. It's a pretty decent browser.
Oh, you're talking about that thing that like Philip DeFranco said?
Yep, I'm already on it. I'm a verified publisher.
And so am I.
Bro, Brim, that Discord video we did has 11 days and 14 hours of watch time on it. That is ridiculous. My Razer Firefly video's got 2 days and 1 hour.
What's up, Wolf Regiment?
But no, I think it's good that they're trying to buckle down on who gets in and who stays out, because like you guys said earlier, you got these motherfuckers like Logan and Jake Paul, or just randos who would create shit content, or they would do something because they could, and this just gets rid of them.
No, I don't.
I mean, of course,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
if they've already made
I was like going Logan Paul and Jake Paul, even if they were just starting out right now, they would be exactly where they're at.
But the thing is, they've already like made it in terms of like a following.
They could fart on
No,
a camera.
I'm saying they could have. Even if they didn't even have the following now, they could start their channels today and before February 17th. They would have they'd be in the millions of subs, and they would have over 240,000 hours of watch time in between now and February 17th if they just started their channel today. The Paul brothers are famous. Like, they're not famous because of YouTube. They're actually famous. Like, everybody knows Jake Paul from Disney Channel. Everybody knows Logan Paul from his shit movies that he's done. Like, they already had a following long before YouTube ever started. So if they launched their channel, no matter when they launched their channel, they were going to get... It's like The Rock launching his channel. He had 1 million subs in 24 hours.
But no, that's what I'm saying. It's like, you've already made it. So yeah, it's going to be easier for you to be like, okay, well, I'm already partnered. Fuck you.
But, I mean, you're not going to keep out shit content, though. That's the thing, is like... I mean, if...
Well, it minimizes it to a point. That's what it's doing.
Not really. I mean, it minimizes troll accounts, but it's not going to minimize shit content because, let's face it. I mean, if you look at half the people that are subbed on the Crap Gamer and bullshit like that, it's fucking shit content. The production value is shit. Everything is shit about that damn channel. The creator, the damn content, everything about it. But he's already got
watch it.
like 30,000 subs, and he's like he does like 17 videos a day, and every one of them has like 3,000 or 4,000 views on it in a day. Like, I mean, he hits that mark very easily. So I mean, like, shit content is going to happen. It just depends on what type of shit content you do. That's the thing, is like I mean, if you just do like absolute shit, then maybe not. But I mean, if you're doing what like a normal person would just consider shit content, you still have a chance at making it, like, regardless of now.
Right.
I mean, I'm talking you have a chance to make it to that threshold. Now, YouTube partnering with you, because just because you hit the threshold doesn't mean you get partnered and you get ads. Yeah. You have to submit an application to YouTube, and then they have to look over your channel manually to see if what your videos are about, like what you're saying in your videos and shit like that before they partner with you. Yeah. That's where maybe it'll cut out a lot of the ads on these channels.
Yeah, it might cut out a good chunk of bullshit, not all of it, yeah.
So I mean, the only thing this is actually going to do is save YouTube from having to be worried so much about a channel blowing up to be a big star, and then also having ads put on that channel, and having shit content on with the ads. Like, there could possibly still be a 12 million sub channel, and like they get 100 million views a month that's not partnered because of the fact of what type of content they make. But that YouTube doesn't have to worry about that because their ads aren't running on that channel, so they don't have to worry about media coming in and saying, "Look at this racist piece of garbage channel that's got 10 million subs and it's getting like premium ads." They don't have to worry about that anymore with this. That's what they're just saving themselves from the ads, like because they're going to be more specific, I guess, with where the ads, what channel get the ads.
Right.
And Logan Paul's actually getting hit too. Like
his amount has got cut in half. They said like his
but I mean,
monetization.
But I mean, they're also like the Logan Paul fallout. They're actually also looking at Google preferred ads, like saying that anybody getting Google preferred ads going forward, every single one of their videos has to be manually watched before preferred ads get put on it.
Man, you think they could simplify all this shit and just, I mean, whether it was with categories or something like that, and just have all the companies that want to advertise pick what they want to be advertised on.
You would figure like Sony or Microsoft would be like, put me on gaming.
Yeah. Or all these, conservative sites that, Coca-Cola might not want to be on because it's controversial, but I'm sure there's plenty of I don't know, the gun manufacturers or maybe like survival supplies or, and all sorts of stuff like that. They would have no problem being advertised on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, they just got, I don't know, man. I'm not like completely against it. I'm just, it's like a really, I mean, whenever you're trying to get motivation anyway, it can be a real deep, demotivation tool.
Well, get good, Scrub.
That's
gonna be the motto from now on. Get good. Especially when it comes to YouTube. Or do something incredibly stupid, like make some stupid fad like drinking fucking antifreeze. Mountain Dew's the spice of life, right?
Well, I mean,
it can be.
If I can get like a podcast like on my channel or whatever, then I could actually podcasts like will bring in views.
Mm-hmm.
And
regardless of your sizes too.
Yeah, the watch time on podcast it's kind of weird because I notice like whenever I do a live stream, I'll end with sometimes like 1,800 views and like it's really weird. Like it doesn't actually do the views the exact same way like as there's somebody clicking a regular video. So I mean that's one way to do it.
If I could get over not listening to like good music when I live stream, I'd multi-stream to Mixer and YouTube.
Yeah. Only reason why I don't stream to my YouTube account like I should is because like they are like fucking borderline Nazis over here on YouTube, like they're on Twitch. So it's like, like is it gonna be really worth it? You know what I mean? Like, would it be worth it?
Oh, I mean, with the shit we say in our live streams, even if we met that threshold from our live streams, we still wouldn't get partnered. I mean, we say some pretty bad shit over there.
Yeah.
So.
Oh shit.
I mean, we basically picked apart like every gay aspect of Metro and Gamer Dragon on several streams, and
Yeah, see, I don't like my videos don't. Like my videos would never have a problem with like demonetization because I don't really cuss in them and I don't really talk about anything that would be considered too risque for like YouTube. I just basically just talk mainly my videos just talk about games. Like,
well, no doubt that's what we would do in a video, but
yeah,
like in
even in a live stream,
yeah,
like even
crazy.
in a live stream. Well, no, I mean, even in my live stream, that's what I do. Like, I just talk about the game I'm playing or talk to the chat, like, when they're talking to me or like that. But I just don't have, like, the Of course, I don't hop into a Discord and allow other people to jump in.
So what you're saying is that Rambo saves all that shit for the Game Talk podcast.
Pretty much, yeah.
We're the garbage dump.
Sounds about right.
Well, I mean, because our live streams are basically the Game Talk podcast after dark. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the. I don't know. It's I just don't. I don't know. I mean, I end up having, like I like the few live streams I did. Like I did a live stream about like my collection. We just basically talked games in there, and people talked to Microsoft, Xbox, PlayStation, just the games. And then a few live stream of games that I've done, we've talked about the shit game I was playing. Other than that, I mean, like I don't know. I mean, this is I guess where I'm more of like just myself and having fun or whatever.
I don't know. I got some ideas for some videos in the future because, like, me and Shane were sort of talking about like what we wanted to do in the future because of this, and I think we actually put some more effort into it, like I did back in the day. I mean, I didn't get to hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of views for no reason. I actually put some effort of that shit back in the day into my videos, and that I had far less equipment then than I do now. Like now, I've got all these fucking microphones. I got systems. I got there's literally no reason. There's literally no reason not to try. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I've got enough equipment to like make some professional grade quality. It's just that I don't.
Yep.
Like one thing I did think about though is let me see like you know how since I've just hooked up my PS2 and all this stuff, and like I thought about like making a video showing like how I have it hooked up and how I'm getting around HDCP workaround and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I thought that might be a good a good thing or whatever, like a good video to get some views, because people might want to know like how to hook up their old consoles or even just be able to get around the PS3 console.
Those videos get views forever. My highest viewed videos on my channel with almost 50K, if not more views, are how to fix certain things on the PC like Steam or your Razer Firefly mouse mat being stupid and that kind of thing. I mean...
I don't know, I've got to figure it out because I know that I can do it. I just got to get to the point of actually wanting to.
Yeah.
I don't know. There for a while, I mean, I was enjoying myself and enjoying the hell out of it, and then I got sick that week or whatever. And then after getting sick and being on the fucking couch for a week and getting back up and then getting back into the grind was just. It was hard, and then every day it was kind of like I always made another excuse as to why I wasn't doing it.
Mm-hmm. Trust me, I recognize the signs. Little small things could do that to you all the time. It could be anything from you wiping your ass wrong to anything like that, actually. Well, because, like, once you start not doing it, that's the problem. You get to the idea of, like, man, this is nice not having to worry about YouTube. I don't gotta do anything. I just sit here and do what I want. And then that's where you start to wonder, like, do you really want to do this? You know what I mean? Is this something that you really like doing? Is this something that you could keep doing?
Especially because they removed almost all the incentives now.
No, this has been going on since the beginning of YouTube, dude. This isn't just some.
Well, sure, but I mean, it's just been getting progressively worse and worse and worse.
But it hasn't changed.
And harder.
But it hasn't changed. But it hasn't changed the fucking habits of people. Not once has it changed the habits of people.
Well, no, but it does change your motivation.
No, your motivation will always be there, or it won't be there. cut and dry. Like, I mean,
Not if the reward isn't the
let me
same
put it to you
anymore.
this way. Let me put it this way. If you go into YouTube thinking you can make money, you're an idiot.
No.
Well,
but
no. Not
if,
about making
like-
money like the.
in the beginning, if you were there before most of this stuff started, then YouTube was fooling around a lot less with stuff like the suggested feed and stuff like that, and then you just keep seeing that and the adpocalypse and all this other stuff, and it's like, well, man, why the hell am I going to spend all this time doing all this when, I know my videos are going to be passed over for some dumbass kid eating Tide Pods or some shit.
But what I'm saying is, if you don't start this off as a passion, and like what I'm saying, the reason why I say that is because there's a lot of people here that do that. They're like, well, you can obviously make all this money on fucking YouTube, so I'm going to go ahead and start this channel because I want to make money too. And I feel that people that do that are idiots because they're not doing this because they like to do it. They're doing this because they don't want to go out and look for a job.
Yeah, they're trying to get
Maybe.
Well, if you're doing it just because you think, well, I'm gonna get rich and I'm gonna get rich quick. Well, then yeah, that's kind of stupid. But to think that reward, like the reward doesn't affect the motivation is to me kind of foolish because just with anything, like I can be fully motivated to do anything, like I like whatever, but usually with everything that you do, there's some sort of reward at the end, whether it be straighten up your organize your gaming area, whatever, like your setup, bam, you like there's a reward because at the end you're more organized, you're more proficient with what you got.
It's cleaner.
Clean the house. Like there's a motivation because you're going to make somebody happy at the end of the day, or you're going to make yourself happy. You're going to feel better about yourself because your house is clean. Go to work. Go to work like you're going to get a paycheck. Like you're going to be more motivated to get up and go to work because you know what that paycheck does. Like basically everything that you do has some sort of reward. But if they just took like the fact, like if you felt like shit, if you came home from work and like you knew your house was a pigsty. But no, like coming home and you knew that if you cleaned up your house, like you'd be feeling much better about yourself. You're more likely going to do it. But if you came home from work and knew for a fact after you cleaned that house, you weren't going to be any bit happier than what you were when you walked into that house, chances are that house is going to stay dirty for the next year or two. Like it's just like because the motivation. Like there's always risk to reward. Like there's always like sort of rewards for your motivation, and
right.
And to say if they continue to take that motivation away from you, or that reward away from you, like making it harder and harder to achieve, it just takes it doesn't say the motivation's not there. It just makes the motivation go down a little bit more each time they make it harder.
Here's what. Okay, like so, I see what you're saying, right? But but that positive motivation could be anything outside the spectrums of money. So let's say,
it doesn't have to be money.
Let's say viewership. Let's say your viewership's intact, and everything's going right, and you're growing, right? And then you hear, oh well, they're cutting down monetization, and you're all of a sudden like, well, fuck it, I'm not going to do any more videos if I can't make money on this. When you're already doing this out of a labor of love and as a hobby, right? At that point. If you're no longer doing it as a hobby, as a hobbyist like everybody else, and you're no longer getting that gratification of getting new subs or new viewers or just enlarging your community base as a whole, then it's pretty safe to say you probably never had the fucking passion for it in the first place.
Well, I would say not necessarily though, because what if it, you could just as easily look at it like. It's exactly like you said. You think of it as a hobby and you love doing it, and you're not really doing it for the money, but that long-term horizon goal of, hey, even though it's just a hobby, if I keep doing this and I keep doing it well, I could maybe end up with it being my main source of income. That's a real powerful motivator.
But
and if they keep chipping away at that,
but how are they chipping away though? That's what I don't understand.
Okay,
They're
but
not exactly
let me ask you. Let me ask you this. Give me a profession that you would be passionate about. A profession.
All right, digital art.
Okay, digital art. Okay, so you go to work for a digital arts company, but your goal is to become a digital artist for that company. Partnered with that company to be one of their main people.
Right.
So you go in as an internship, like or a mail clerk. You know, you have to start at the bottom and work your way up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have everything that you need besides maybe a year's difference in on the job experience.
Mm-hmm.
But you're actually doing some side time after work. You're going in actually working freelance for some people to get some on the job experience to build up that 1 year experience that you need to get there. And you keep on working. You're working your ass off with this company, making sure that people know you, making sure that people like you. And you move up like from the mail clerk to like just your maybe a secretary for the one of the digital artists. So now you're really close to talking to them, and you're thinking, man, I'm really getting there. I'm gonna get it there one day, and I'm gonna keep on doing it. And then all of a sudden they go, oh, guess what? To be one of our digital artists, you have to have 17 years of experience, on the job experience, before you can actually work for us. You're gonna tell me that you still be fucking just as motivated
Exactly.
to work at that job and to be a digital artist for that company if they all of a sudden, like, you had a goal in mind after 2 years of work experience and you just needed one more, that all of a sudden they moved it an extra 15 years, that you would be going, oh, okay, well, yeah, I'll just do the extra 15 years freelance after work, like continue working double work, like my 40-hour work week at this job, and then after hours work at a freelance to get the hours under my belt. You would continue doing that and have the exact same motivation for that exact same company?
So let me get this straight. The principle in which you're saying, and I know what you're saying, but the bases here are completely different. I mean, I don't.
How?
I mean, how?
Not really, because
really.
Wait,
So
if you're if your goal on YouTube, if your goal, like, say if you started out like you're really passionate about gaming or whatever, and you want to talk about games.
All right.
But you have this off thing in your head that says a secondary motivational factor of doing my YouTube channel.
Right.
Is that maybe if I
Like
continue
I said,
start
I
seeing
know
subs
what you're
growing in.
Right.
So how is that not going to like demotivate you to some degree?
Well, as a job, if you're going into a job and you know it's a job, hence why I'm using this pretty heavily, job, you are already earning a paycheck, are you not? You are actually getting paid steadily. You're not getting paid steadily on YouTube. This is why I was having a hard time with you using that comparison.
But the motivations are still the same.
Motivation. Like you're talking motivation, not financial. I wasn't saying that you're supporting yourself or anything like that off of YouTube, or you're going in thinking I'm going to support myself off of YouTube. I'm not even talking about going in thinking about making money at all on YouTube. Like just actually having the ability to make money and people watch your channel and you're enjoying the back and forth and everything like that. But in like what you're starting to see whenever you're starting to get subs coming in and views coming, you're like going, oh man, I could maybe one day get partnered and actually maybe turn this into a job, turn this into my job to where I'm actually getting paid to do what I want to do with my life. This would be great. And like it starts to build up that, okay, well now I think like I'm going to put in even more work to get more views and more subs and like talk to more people and like just continue moving forward in that progression. It starts out as like a full-on hobby, like this is just for fun. But once like it starts becoming a realization that people are enjoying your content and that you're enjoying like visiting with them, and then all of a sudden it becomes like one step more and more, one step closer to that YouTube partnership to where you can start making money and start actually like maybe like quitting your job or making your job go half time, like what Rags did whenever he did the Patreon, and to be able to go to do YouTube. Whenever you start seeing that getting closer and closer,
right,
and then all of a sudden YouTube goes, hey, you know what? I know you were close to that carrot, but we're moving it like 5 more miles on the way. It really does do something to somebody. Like whether they're motivated, it's not like that their motivation was just never there. It's just all of a sudden, but I mean, it slows it down.
I guess it's because I'm just gonna say this. I guess it's because I've been here for so long, and I've seen all the stances, and I've seen all the differences that they've made over the years, and how hard it was back in the day when you first started a YouTube channel. How hard it was back then to do it. Maybe that's why I'm a little less affected by all this than some of you. You know what I mean? Because back then it was pretty hard to do this shit. You know what I mean? And back then,
yeah, it was a grind back then.
Yeah, it was a grind back then. So like, it really tested your resolve even then. And I guess because I've stayed up for hours doing video after video and doing live stream after live stream, why I feel a different way about this than most do. You know what I mean? Like, and I guess that's where our differences is going to be, is because I've seen this place to earn things at a much higher standard than they are now and where they're currently going. So, I mean...
Yeah, I mean, back in 2009, it was totally different. You started YouTube and knew you weren't going to make a fucking penny. And if you did, great. But if not, oh well.
But you guys keep bringing up the money.
Yes,
like
you
it's...
keep on bringing, like that was like...
But
like
isn't that not what we're...
No. Okay, just like you started back in 2009. Even if I started in 2009, or not even... I can't say 2009 because really, like, we're talking... Like, when I started. Okay, I didn't go into YouTube thinking, like, the very first thought is going, I'm going to make YouTube videos because I'm going to try my best to eventually work myself to making money from home. I never had that mindset in my head. Like, I never once thought, ooh, I'm going to make money making YouTube. If I would have thought that, I would have had a Patreon and everything up by now, and like that, like everything would have been just, like, I would have been going after every money source possible by now. But like that, this was just simply because I was passionate. I play games all day. Why I might as well talk about them, and you know, people are always asking my opinion online. So why not just like make a place for them to come and actually get my opinion? So that's the reason why I did it. I've enjoyed every time like conversing back and forth. But like whenever YouTube like says, okay, look, well here you are. Like whenever I start seeing like my channel went from like 10 subs, and like I was you know, still talking to the 10 people that were commenting, like, or 5 people that were commenting, because you know half of them don't actually do anything. And then I go to, you know, 20, then I go to 100, and then I go to 400, and then I go to 600, and like it just kept on growing. And I was like, oh wow, like the people are actually starting to enjoy my content, like whether it be for whatever reason, the people are coming to my channel, subbing, they're watching, I'm having 60 people in my damn live streams when I'm talking about my PS4 collection. I'm having a good back and forth with them. I'm never once thinking in my head, oh, I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna be able to.
Okay, so what the hell?
But then
what's keeping you from doing that now?
I'm saying, but nothing's keeping me from doing it.
Thank
I'm
you.
Not saying,
that's my point. That's my point.
But you're misunderstanding our point.
Maybe I am.
Because whenever, like, as I'm getting closer and closer to like what was the threshold before
for a partnership,
the partnership or whatever.
Okay.
I'm starting to see like, okay, well maybe there's a chance of me actually getting some money off of these ads. Like the ads are there. I mean, like I'm like
so
the shit I'm getting now.
It's about money. It is about part of the money.
It's not about
right?
no. It becomes part about the money. Like the idea of being able to do YouTube and it was something that you're passionate about. Like basically, if this was a digital arts company,
Rambo. Let's just say this, okay? When I first began this conversation with you, you said it wasn't about the money.
It's not about money.
Just listen.
No.
Listen.
Bro.
I'm fucking talking for a second. Hold on.
Oh God, you're
just shit. Listen. I know it's about the process, okay? You're saying it's not about the money, and I understand that. I get it. But at the end of it all is what I'm saying is that's where it goes.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Let's go back. Okay. Let's go back to my scenario with you.
All right.
So we're gonna make it to where this is not a fucking job, okay? Mm-hmm. You're passionate about digital art. We're just gonna say YouTube is a digital art platform.
Yep.
Now you're putting out digital art and like, you know, whatever, you're just doing your little thing. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, like you're still working your 9 to 5, coming home and doing this, working a 9 to 5, coming home doing this, but you're starting to see like all of a sudden, like there could be a possibility that you could actually quit your job and do what you love for the rest of your life.
I get what he's saying. Rambo's talking about the option to have that happen, not so much
but the
actual.
Option will always be there is what I'm trying to say.
But they pushed the option off even further now.
Yes, because like you're talking about like my content, the kind of content that I make, it'd be different if I made content that was like, say, PewDiePie, where people are going to watch, you know, a full 10-minute video.
Yeah.
the kind of content that I make is like it almost makes it like it feels like it's almost going to be impossible to get that 240,000 minutes of watch time in a year because of the type of content that I make. Whoa. Now like before I was okay, I was close, I was there, but then all of a sudden like they've taken that carrot and moved it even further. And so it's like it's not that I'm like I wouldn't care about YouTube because of the money. Like I don't care about the money, but I was so close to actually being there that now all of a sudden they push it even further, and it's like, okay, well, here I am. I keep, because my wife is like, you're putting all this money into this thing. You're putting all this money into getting the equipment, buying the stuff to record the videos, all this stuff. Is it ever going to pay off? And I was like, it might not. And I would tell her, to actually start making money, you need to get this, like at least this, and this. Well, now it just continues to keep getting further and further out. So it's going to be harder and harder. Like the motivation to go out, like to make sure you have the good equipment to do good videos. Yeah. To make sure that all becomes affected by their movement. It's not that I'm not passionate or I came in here with the wrong mindset to YouTube. It's just like I'm not.
Well, to be fair, I was never saying you personally were like that.
Yeah, I know you weren't that. But what I'm saying is like that, like the motivation does get affected by that, like because you in order to get people say, like I hear Philip DeFranco talk about pick up a cell phone and just start recording. Yeah. Let's be honest. Those people that pick up a cell phone and start recording aren't going to make any money. They're never going to get to the point of 240,000 watch hours. They're never going to get to the point of 1,000 subscribers.
You really don't think so? Like you really don't think so? Because I've seen the contrary. You know what I mean? I've seen the contrary of what you're talking about.
Yeah, but those are the exceptions.
Those are maybe the exceptions to the rule. But for the overwhelming part, who's watching a 240p video?
Oh come on, man! Like nobody's uploaded in 240p in a long ass time.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, who's watching a low quality? Who's watching a low quality? Where you're talking with the mic that's actually just on your cell phone, who's actually going to watch all that? I mean, you have to be putting on some very spectacular fucking content in order for people to stay focused and sub and watch your shit. The likelihood of that happening is slim to none, and I mean, sure, there's probably going to be some exceptions to the rule to get through. Yeah. But for the most part, I mean, being able to then turn around and afford to dump more money into your system, to dump more money into your setup to where you can start recording better videos and getting better content and getting better and better until you can start getting to that threshold. It makes it the motivational factor to go out to Best Buy to go pick up the new Elgato is a little bit much. I mean, it's a little bit of a demotivating factor when you go to see a $170 item that you need to purchase to possibly get to a point whenever you might actually get close to that point, and then YouTube moves it even further away. Like the motivation does get affected somewhat, not just solely because of the money, but the closer you get to being able to make money. Sure, it's going like money does eventually become a factor once you get closer to that point.
And see, and this is again, perfect personal experience. One of the main reasons why I guess I'm not seeing it, because I kind of feel it like this: like if you're already working towards it, the climb for you isn't going to be as hard. Versus somebody that's just starting out, you know what I mean? So like, if you're already on the verge of like trying to do something for yourself on a channel, doesn't matter what you're doing, right? The climb isn't going to be as bad. But yeah, for instance,
I would say it might matter though, because
in the sense like with me, like I fully understand and recognize my demotivation came long before the YouTube changes.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I'll fully own my own demotivation, but like I'm just saying that this doesn't help the demotivation. Like, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't like go, oh, guess what? Hey, this ought to motivate you, to get back into making videos. We'll just make it to where all the shit you're ever going to be doing, you'll never see anything from. Yeah. Like that, like it doesn't help with the motivation, and. It just seems. I mean, I understand like why they did it. It just seems kind of. They never really hit the heart. The actual channels, the one that actually do the fucking the bad content.
Right.
They never actually. It never really affects the changes they make. Never really affect them because they're usually the big channels.
I think one of the reasons why they kind of went forward with this is because they removed the ability for sub networking. One of the biggest things that caused this YouTube shit to spiral out of control was YouTube's idea to allow sub-networking. And when the moment they allowed that shit, man...
Well, yeah, because, I mean, some people were partnering with anybody.
Exactly,
and
yeah.
Like, look at Rambo. He partnered with me when I had a sub-network. I mean,
yeah, I mean, well, because I got told... Well, honestly, I got told that I had to. I mean, that's what... Whenever
Who told
I first
you
came...
that you had to?
Not partner with you, but get a partnership. What's his name? Thanos.
I wasn't aware that I had people like with
no,
guns to
like
your head.
No, like Thanos was talking about the group. Whenever I first got welcomed into the thing, like I made my first few videos, and then somehow I ended up on a podcast with Jay. Like I hadn't talked to anybody ever, like any other YouTuber. It was just me doing my shit and just doing whatever. And then I got into a podcast with Jay, and then after that, he went off on the Titanfall Princess, and then he invited me to Discord. And so I joined the Discord, and that's whenever I met Thanos and the other guys, and they were all just full of shit. Like all the kind of advice that they would give, like it's fucking was completely unnecessary and complete bullshit. But the thing is, though, is like that's a lot of the new creators get into, and because I mean, like Titanfall, she said whenever she became she just said that when she was a new creator, they hopped on her and told her, okay, this is what you got to do to make it. Come with me. And being a young creator, well, I mean, I don't mean young in age, but young in age of the channel.
Yeah.
You fall into those traps because you don't know any better. You don't know what the deal is. And you see somebody that's been in the game for so many years, and all of a sudden they're like telling you all this history and the stuff. You're like, oh, okay, well, this person knows what they're talking about. This person, I mean, because you don't have any point of reference to prove that they don't. And so, I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, it's just, I've got to get back to what made those first few videos and get to that point. Like, because I've got to get, like, whatever that time that I spent with Thanos and all them completely gone.
Yeah.
Because, like, I every time I go to make a video, it's not that I think about Thanos or whatever, but all those conversations start running through my head, like, and then I start, like, my wife even makes fun of me because I'll make a video and I have to edit my what I'm saying 1,700 times because, like, I'll get to the very end of everything that I've written down and want to say, and I'll make a mistake on the last bit, and I'll record the whole fucking thing over again. Like, we're talking like a 10-minute, sometimes a 7-10-minute video, and it's just got to be perfect or whatever. And this is all because of, like, the stuff that, you know, it's not I guess the subliminal shit like the Thanos and the rest of the people in that
it's the habit.
Said.
It's stuck in your head and it became a habit, so now it's what you got to break the habit.
Yeah, so I mean, when I go there and I see that it's taking me like 17 hours to do one video, I'm just like, and that's time I'm not gaming. That's time I'm not really doing anything else besides that fucking video. It gets to the point of, like, what's the point if it's never going to do anything for me?
I get what you're saying. My person like that is an Next-Gen 720. Like back when he went by Zaire.
Mm-hmm.
And he first arrived on the scene. He was my Thanos. And, you know, like, so now every time I go and say something on a video, I'm like, no, wait a minute. What kind of people is that going to attract? I don't want this again. I don't want that again.
And it's not, I mean, it's not that they had any sort of, like, effect. I mean, they do I guess their words did have an effect on you. But in the end, it's like you're fighting with yourself at the end. And by the time you get done with it, you end up scrapping the video and moving on, and then saying, "There's tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow."
Yeah, that's a whole day of my life I just wasted.
Yeah, and then you go tomorrow and go. Then you start remembering yesterday, going, "Well, shit, I just spent fucking almost a full fucking day trying to do that video, and here I am. I'm going to do it today," and it never gets around to being done. And then 2 or 3 days pass, and then you just forget about it. You're just like, "Fuck it," you know. And then people ask you, like, on Twitter, "What are your thoughts on this?" And then you end up replying back to them on there, and you're like, well, shit, I've already got my thoughts out there anyway, so what's the point in, you know, making the video that I wanted to make? And then it's just a snowball effect that just kind of goes on downhill.
And I've got to get to the... I guess that's where we're different, though. Like, I don't have a Thanos, and I don't have a Zaire. I don't have a...
Well, did you ever have?
Well, that's because that's because I've never let people get to me. That's the thing. I don't... That's the difference, I
It's not-
guess. Is because like when you let
But-
you do though. You let people.
No, but
get
wait
to
a second though. Wait a second, because
Wait a minute. I don't let people
What
get
if,
to me
like-
now, but like whenever I like if
No, but you're thinking about them. You got to understand that.
well,
Like,
because if you just started out your job, I mean, we're just gonna go back and we can use a job in this situation. But if you just started out a brand new job, like you've never worked there before, and you have people that has been there for 17 years, like coming up and telling you like this is how you do things, this is how you get ahead, this is how you move forward, this is how you do this, and
right.
like you're like it's not like these people are getting to you, but you start like going, okay, well look, they're speaking from a position of authority because they've been here longer, they know what they're talking about. So when you start to go do your daily job, like what those people have said are going to somehow affect how you do your job at that place because of the fact of not like they got to you, but that like you're thinking, okay, well, like they're the position of a like they've moved up and they know how to do it, so therefore I need to do like kind of what they did. And it takes I mean, with a job, it's a little bit easier to get out of that rut and to start doing your own thing.
Yeah.
But with YouTube videos, it's just like it's not until it becomes a routine again, like doing your own thing. Like once, like if I got a video out today, and then tomorrow I was like, okay, well another video, and then another video, starting to like break away. Like whenever I was doing that long stretch of videos, I wasn't even thinking about Thanos or anything that they said.
Right.
But that's because I got myself into a routine. But then now that I broke away from making videos and coming back, like that, all that stuff starts flooding back to you, and it's like, what? Why? Like what? Like what's the purpose? And you realize it's dumb in your head,
Yeah.
but it's just like it's something that you just can't. It's hard to work past, especially when you keep on fucking up on the video.
Bro, the live stream is just gone to shit.
Oh shit!
oh, it's
Okay,
back.
never mind, it's back. But
His-
no, I get what Brim is saying, like, and what Rambo's saying.
Yeah, I mean,
And I was like that too. Like, I'm not sure if we've ever told the podcast audience this, but like, I was like hardcore like that until I met Brimstone. Like, I didn't even say anything in calls until like, Brimstone, I guess, rubbed off on me or whatever.
Sideways.
wait, the video. I
I
think
bet
it
he rubbed you off.
did it. Okay, never mind. I was
No,
wrong.
Brim knows what I mean.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
He, one.
Yeah.
But for two,
The pre-orders were only 150, and they were going to be gone before my wife got paid again because GameStop never gets that many of those. And I was like, I've got to be able to get this thing because otherwise I'm not spending $600 on fucking eBay after the fact. Buddy off the Netflix and shit like that. So I mean, I'm back there gaming like crazy, not really caring, but my wife and shit, like they're not too happy with Netflix fucking up on them. So
okay, we should be
there's
good.
a fucking cat outside.
Bro, in California once, I had to peel a cat off the street, a live cat, because it was frozen to the street. I felt so bad.
The sad thing, I mean, like I said, it's -12 out here, and this thing's out here it's growling at me now. I can't see it. That's the problem. Is I'm gonna end up getting fucking attacked. And
Hey Shane, did you end up getting that host started or no?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, we're up.
All right, cool.
Hopefully it's not my internet too.
do y'all
So.
hear this?
Yeah. Dude, it's
I don't
probably
know
just
what the
cold.
fuck is good. They're about to fight. Little cat. The cat like got stuck, tagged, and then they kind of just left it. Like the family went and took it to the vet, and like it had like a gash, like a big ass gash in the head. It got attacked by a dog. And instead of actually taking care of it and putting it to sleep or whatever, they brought it home and just left the shit outside. And now this other cat that's like a true stray cat is beating the shit out of, or like keeps on beating the shit out of him. I'm gonna.
That's fucked up.
Get out of here.
Yeah. That's yeah. I was trying to learn how to draw, and yeah, cartoons is what I'm aiming for. So cartoon tacos was the thing.
All right, I have to buy a broom tomorrow.
Why'd you fly away on your other one?
Zing.
Bazinga, bitch.
You're like the Zing bot.
Yeah.
Ugh. How come both Brem and Metro are muted?
Well, I don't know why he's muted, but I mean, I don't know, Metro, you still in the podcast or what?
You missed Rags. I'm sorry. Go watch him then.
Yeah, he still has the channel. You can go watch him.
Yeah. Lots of videos.
Yeah,
Hour-long ones at that. So go for it.
and daily
No, I need to
content.
do it
So
on my end.
Oh,
it's for you.
Oh, okay.
Although
Fuego me ego, whatever your name is.
you
Let me
got
just
a,
show you guys, right?
got a better
Yeah, I
edge
know.
sword
Yeah.
now, so I don't know why you'd want to. But you do you, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mixing Mutt.
Yeah, I mean,
sorry.
it's kind of self-explanatory, but sometimes you have to point the slow in the direction.
point slow in direction. You mean you?
Dude, I can barely hear you. Sound like you're in New York trying to have a fucking podcast, and you're screaming to Brim's thing in Arizona.
Like the old TRL days where he's like, "I love you,
Wait.
Carson Daly.
Yeah.
Show me
Does
my
he have-
boobs."
Do you have me muted on your end or something?
No,
Oh,
I don't
know.
have you. I don't have you muted on my end. Like I see you
He
in the.
sounds pretty good to me, so I
He
don't
does.
Yeah.
Well, let me see if I have him turned down because I probably. I mean, well,
You
I have
probably
him turned all the way down.
some Bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just fucking annoying. That's the reason why I turned him
Yeah.
down.
You bitch.
So,
I mean, I don't blame you.
I know I can
Oh,
go
so,
on and
so you
on
know
and
my
on,
you
but
know my
Jesus.
pain, right?
Yeah.
Fuck
Okay.
you.
There's so
No.
many times that we've been in the the thing. And I guess I just never knew that Metro was even talking.
You fucking asshole.
so I have a video that's going to come out about this, and it's about halfway done now. I need to record some more commentary for it. But Xbox Elite Controller 2.0, you think that's legit, Rambo?
No, I think it's a
I think that's
aftermarket.
stupid.
I think it's an aftermarket, but I do like the memes from it. You know, like the hardware. The controller gets a sequel before a game does.
That is true.
That's throwing shade.
But no, I think it's like the way it looks is, and especially after seeing the packaging of the first Elite and the packaging of those pictures of the second one, like it was in like a hard shell case, and you zipped it around, and it had Xbox on the top, and it was really nicely packaged. So going from that to just a carry like a kind of a bag, like I don't see Microsoft going that route. So I think that's more of a aftermarket item myself.
Well, even if it's a certified Microsoft aftermarket deal, it's still like to be able to adjust the analog tension. That's pretty amazing.
Wait,
What do you mean
that's the thing? That's a thing for it?
What do you mean the analog tension? Because you can change your how responsive your analog sticks are now.
No, I think the actual like how hard it is. to
Yeah,
push it.
instead of doing it from software, you would do it from the actual controller by like tightening a screw
Oh.
or something where it's actually harder to move
Yeah.
the stick.
It'll probably be a spring. The springs will be on screws.
Yeah,
So when you tighten them up, it makes it tougher to move it.
That's cool, but if you are doing it a lot, like because of different games, then that $150 controller is going to be needing a lot of work.
Yeah, at that point, I'd rather it be a digital thing where you can just like tweak it in the
Those
settings
little
2 seconds.
yeah, because those little parts will wear themselves out, like screwing it, tighten them, and then loosen them, and tighten them, and loosen them, kind of depending on whatever game you're playing.
I think most people will just pick their favorite stiffness and leave it though.
Probably,
Yeah.
but
Stiffness.
they're like, I like my sticks this hard.
That's right.
And
I
then
mean, I guess we've made it to where I guess now that like Xbox is for gay people.
Apparently.
you watch your
Well,
mouth,
they did have
sir.
the big controller.
Yeah,
You can tweet
and they called it the
Kurosaurus
Duke.
ego.
They called it the Duke. That was like one step away from calling it the Dick.
Speaking of the Duke, the actual Duke, There's the Hyperkin version of that controller is going to release here in a few months, and it looks, I don't want to say amazing, but it looks like it's worth a try. Like, the actual controller has a screen on it that plays the Xbox intro, the OG Xbox intro, the startup. That is amazing.
Well, I can tell you, I can tell you that controller was the sole reason I never kept my Xbox. Once my dad brought that home and he handed it to me, and I grabbed that controller and I played a few games. Mind you, I didn't really have anything on the system that like many games on the system at the time. But that trying to handle that controller from the PS2 controller, I was like, "Yep, this thing's gone." Like I hated that thing.
Yeah, that's everyone's thing about the Duke is that it was too big for their hands, or the controllers were too awkward.
It was
either
too
you
big.
Love it or you hate it.
It was too big without a doubt. But now, like, I mean, I have to keep telling myself I was maybe what? Well, no, I had my first job when I bought my first Xbox, so that was still like 15, 16 years ago. So, I mean, I've grown since then. My hands are bigger than from when I was 14 years old. So maybe the controller doesn't seem so big now. And plus, they added shoulder buttons and they dropped the triggers much lower. And that was the uncomfortable part for me, is trying to play with the fucking triggers way up here. And then they had so many, like, face buttons down much lower. And the black and white button. Fuck the black and white button. So I'm going to give it a try as long as it's not horribly expensive.
It's $70.
It's still worth it. All right.
To me, there's no controller better than no Xbox controller better than the Xbox Elite. Like, I'll never, if I'm gonna buy another controller other than the Elite, it's gonna be one for just like to put up on a collection. I'm buying that Sea of Thieves controller because that looks really cool. But it's just gonna go sit on a stand. It's never going to be used because
you could pass that off for like a Suicide Squad design. The colors on it are immaculate.
Yeah, but I mean, I won't use a controller on the Xbox other than the Elite.
Yeah, she was talking about that Hyperkin Duke controller. I'm just like, they fix it and everything. I'd buy into it because I like the design from a.
You like the design?
I like the design from an artistic standpoint, but when I actually
it looks just like a big pile of shit.
It was funny to me because back before there were memes about me calling cheeseburger.
Is he roboting or is it me?
No, he's roboting.
Okay. Yeah, so
Brim's probably running a speed test.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like the Duke controller. I mean, to me, it was either you loved it or you hated it. I see people on Twitter. It's like people are going why, and people are going yes. Like so, it's like kind of a mix. There's nobody like going, huh? Maybe it's a good idea. But it's like either one extreme to the other.
Not true. What's that yes version again?
Speaking of controllers, are they there or is everybody there?
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of controllers, I had this long conversation, and what was funny is somebody said something like what I was basically saying was damage controlling for Sony, and I'm like, no, but how many people on an average do you think actually game in one setting for longer than 8 to 10 hours?
Not very many.
Not very many at all, right?
That's got to be a short list.
Yeah, and so they were slamming Sony for having a piss poor battery life, and I'm going, it lasts for 8 to 10 hours. Well, yeah, but the PS3 lasts for 30 hours, and I was like, oh, okay, but why do you need a controller to last for fucking 30 hours? Like, what's the point? Like, you're going to be getting off of your console within maybe 2 to 3 hours, so like, why do you need it to last for another 27 hours after that?
Not to mention,
and he was like,
you can get as long of a USB cord as you want, right?
Yeah. Well, it was like the fact is like going, well, he's like, well, what if I forget to put it on the charger and then the next day I can pick it up and play it? I was like, if you're forgetting to put it back, putting an item back where it goes when you're done using it, that's on you. That's not on the company. Shouldn't have to spend extra money or shouldn't have to spend money to combat your laziness. I'm like, if you're too lazy to put the shit back where it goes, then that's kind of on you, not the company. As like an 8 to 10 hour battery life is plenty for any normal gamer. I mean, don't y'all think?
Yeah.
I mean, sure. I mean, would it be nice to have a 30-hour battery life? Yeah, but to say that
Maybe just for the people that forget to charge it or something.
yeah, but I mean, to say like that it's the company's bad or that they made it, they're trying to take advantage of the gamers. Like, no, they're not. There's nothing. They made a controller with a battery. Now, the very first one had a like 4 to 5 hour, which was bad. But then they did revisions or whatever, and it made it to where like we can get 8 to 10. I can get sometimes 14 hours out of my PS4 controller. But to say that they're not doing a good job or whatever because like you can't. They didn't take into consideration all the lazy fuckers out there that can't seem to put a controller back where it goes, and make a controller built for them. To me, that just seems kind of wrong. Like I don't know. Like I don't know how that become damage controlling for Sony, but to me, it seems like it should just be common knowledge that, hey, guess what? I'm done gaming. Let me put it on the charger. Do y'all put y'all's controllers back where they go when y'all are done?
I have those batteries. They charge by themselves. Like I have like one Nyko and 2 PowerA ones. So I just plug the USB cord into that battery. Then yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you put it back where it goes on your part, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, would you get mad at Xbox or Nyko or whatever if you didn't put it back where it goes and the next day it wasn't charged?
No, it's my fault. I'll play with it wired because I fucked up.
Exactly, like you would as a gamer, or as a human, you would figure that as soon as you went back to your console and realized, oh, my battery's dead because I didn't put the shit back where it goes, that the next time there wouldn't be a next time. Like you'd be like going, okay, well, I'm going to remember this and learn from it and put my controller back where it goes next time. It blew my mind that they were complaining about Sony when it was their own fault.
I mean, shit.
I bet you these same people aren't bitching about the practically constant lowering of battery life on phones.
Oh no, because that's not nearly as important when you're a gamer. Shit, I'll be honest. I don't give a flying fuck. I don't even have a phone right now, and it doesn't bother me.
It was that Geekish Kingdom or whatever, Geekish Gaming or whatever the hell.
Yeah, the one the other day that tweeted the thumbnail with fucking everyone but Martin Luther King on it.
Yeah.
And was like, it's for Martin Luther King Day.
Martin Luther King Day, man. Like, yeah, come on, whatever, dude.
I straight told that kid, I said, if you're going to do your social justice warrior shit, don't tag me in the tweet. And he goes, if you watch the video, you'll know that it's only a couple minutes. So what? If it's 30 seconds of that shit, leave me out of it.
It shouldn't be in a gaming video.
Right?
And if your channel is strictly a gaming channel, which his is, that's what he goes by, is fucking gaming, then it shouldn't be the SJW bullshit. And don't you remember whenever they turned around and said, because Brim even quoted the guy, that EVA Unit or whatever I think it was.
Yeah.
I said, don't y'all talk about politics on Game Talk? Well, first of all, we've already made the distinction. This channel wasn't just about gaming.
I don't know how many times we have to say it. Maybe we should put it in big bold letters in the banner. This is conversations you have with your friends while gaming. Hence, game talk. Not talk about games, game talk.
But it was them too, EVA Unit and Geekish Gamer or whatever, that I was having this conversation with, and EVA was like, at this point it's becoming damage controlling for Sony, and I'm like, no, it's just called being a fucking responsible adult. Plug your fucking shit back in and you won't have a problem. Well, if it takes 2 hours to charge your battery fully, and you put it on there, but I said, first of all, how many people are going to come home, game for 3 to 4 hours, and then come back and game again for another 3 to 4 hours? After 2 hours, so most people are coming home from work, playing their games for a few hours, going to bed, and getting up the next day, going to work, or maybe playing a game before work, and then that's you got plenty of time in between each gaming session to charge your fucking controller.
And not to mention these consoles will charge your controller while they're turned off.
Yeah.
You can put that shit on before you go to bed, and when you wake up the next day, you're good.
Yeah, like
Or you
I
can
don't.
get a 30-foot cord and play
Yeah,
it
or
practically
that.
wherever you want while it's charging and never have to worry about the battery.
And like some guy, I think that he came in and I think he was trolling because there's absolutely no possible way unless you beat the shit out of your fucking controller. But he says he has a 2-hour battery life.
Yep.
And I'm like, unless you beat the shit out of your controller and made it to where it doesn't want to charge correctly, I was like, there's no fucking possible way that you're only getting 2 hours of playtime.
Don't spill shit on it and drop it 1,000 times, and the battery will hold up just fine.
Yeah, I was like, when I can freely admit the launch DS4s were they had like a 4 to 5 hour battery life, which I mean for me really sucked because I mean I easily gained more than 4 to 5 hours, but it never was bad enough to say you only have a 2-hour fucking battery life. Like that's just you have to be rough with your fucking controllers at that point. Now, I mean, that was another thing that it was the reason we were bringing up that Elite 2 because the Elite 2 is supposedly going to have a built-in battery.
No Xbox controller ever will, I don't think.
Yeah, that's another thing that made everybody go. I have to call bullshit on this being a revision of the Elite because why would Xbox like the very first time they ever go with a battery pack do it on the $150 controller?
Exactly.
I mean, if they're going to try that out, they're definitely going to try it out on a lower end model to see if it's popular.
Or at the very least, do it where it's a removable battery pack that you can replace with regular batteries.
Yeah, something. I mean, they're
like a playing charge kit.
Yeah,
they're definitely not going to be like going to the PlayStation style with their top of the line controller for the very first time.
Yeah, from those images, what I saw was bullshit. Was a couple of things. It says USB Type-C. Why the fuck would you need that? Other than charging batteries faster.
Yeah, that's all that it would do.
And it would have to be, I'm not sure if it would have to be a certain battery pack or not, but I would think it would be. Like phones have specific batteries that are USB Type-C. And then
most controllers don't.
Yeah, and it said that the case could also act as a charger, but the case is a fucking bag.
Yeah, there's no way that you can charge a bag.
Yeah. So, and like those are things I mentioned in my video, well, so far anyway. But yeah.
Yeah, it's going to surprise me if that actually ends up becoming true.
Buy exposed.
You know, Cyrus, I really don't know why they don't do battery packs. It's kind of weird.
I think it's because when it started, battery packs weren't all that great.
They are now, though.
Well, wait a minute. I don't know because I have to disagree with you because the PS3 was one of the first consoles to do wireless controlling. I mean, obviously the other one had aftermarkets like PS2 and the PS1, but I'm talking about like that actually came with the system. I think the DualShock 3 was, and like you could charge that thing, and you could leave that thing sitting on your counter for like a week and come back and still be able to game all day that day. Like that some bitch was like it almost like it was like a lifetime charge after one time. Now the DualShock 4 has a lot lower of a battery threshold than what the DualShock 3 did, but maybe I don't know. You really think they gotten better over time or worse?
The DualShock 4, that light bar fucking kills it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and I think it's got better rumble.
Of the VR.
It's because I think the DualShock 4 has better rumble than the 3, and I
believe
definitely because it's a Bluetooth connection and not analog.
That also because Bluetooth I noticed
takes more power.
I noticed if I turn my Bluetooth on my phone when I just by turning it on and never actually connecting to anything, my battery goes down a hell of a lot faster.
Yeah. Bluetooth is not very efficient, but it is digital, so you can get a better connection with it.
Yeah, it is nice being able to do Bluetooth with having Bluetooth built into the DualShock 4 because then you can use it with your phone. You can use it with pretty much anything like that has a Bluetooth connection.
Yeah. And it might have been like a cost thing, you know,
Could
because
be.
PlayStation's been in the market a lot longer, and you know, Sony obviously is just a huge company. So when Microsoft was doing it, they might have been like, well, let's just try and get it as cheap as possible.
Yeah, it was already $100 million to make their new controller or something, wasn't it, Rambo?
It was something outrageous like that.
Yeah, some outlandish amount. Yeah.
And I'm thinking the reason why Microsoft maybe didn't do it is because they seem to have spent, especially like with the original Xbox and then the Xbox 360, they spent like an exorbitant amount of money on the actual hardware of the console itself. That maybe they didn't want to spend the extra to make a wireless controller, like because they were already spending quite a bit on the damn console.
Yeah, and wasn't it like just like the rumble triggers in the Xbox One controller that put them way over budget for it?
Yep, the rumble triggers they're nice in some games and they're annoying as fuck in others.
The only time I enjoy them is in shooters and racers.
Yeah.
In every other game,
than that,
they're
they
useless.
annoy the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did Brimstone go? Metro, you still in
I
here?
don't know.
He's muted.
I'm guessing because of the internet. He
Yeah.
might be having the same problem that he had before with. But Brim, if you're listening to this, you can actually get on your phone like I am and still talk.
Use the power of
And-
cricket.
Yes, the power of cricket is in your hands. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I prefer controllers with the battery pack built in than I do having to use AA batteries.
I hate changing AA batteries. I don't mind changing battery packs, like with the rechargeables that you can get for Xbox. But the
Yeah.
whole AA thing, like, it's like, okay, this is positive, that's negative, no, flip it around. It's like,
And it's expensive.
it does get expensive. I was going through, I want to say, maybe $9 or $10 a week in AA batteries before I bought these.
Yeah, they're really fucking expensive after because the controller, if you're gaming for a while, will kill those AA's pretty quick.
Yep.
What I think Microsoft should do is instead of actually if they're not going to put a battery pack in the controller, is package every controller with one of those play and charge kits.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you should at least have every controller should have the option, not being a forced option to go buy an extra thing.
At the very least, the controller that comes with a console or a special edition controller like the Sea of Thieves one needs to come with a battery pack.
Yeah. That way the console, you're not buying the console, then have to go out and buy an extra battery pack or whatever. Like you can just buy the console and have everything you need right there at the start.
Right.
And if you spend the extra money on like a special edition controller, then yeah, you should definitely get the option or the thing to swap that over to a battery pack too if you want.
I mean, there are though, like JC's was saying, he uses rechargeable batteries. There are rechargeable batteries now. I've seen them at Walmart, and I almost bought them for like $7. You get 4 of them, and they charge with a USB cord. I thought that was kind of neat. I was like, you just plug a USB cord into the side of the battery.
Yeah, I've actually had so much bad luck with rechargeable batteries, like the AA batteries, that I'd rather go with the battery pack.
Well, yeah, I have too, but it's mostly been from that stupid charger you plug into the wall.
Yeah. I mean, I never figured out what my problem was. I imagine it probably was that, but I ended up having to replace the whole setup, every once in a while. Whereas that battery pack lasts me forever. Other than one time, like on one controller I had, I went through for Xbox. I went through 3 of those battery packs.
And
I was like,
the Best Buy branded ones are crap.
Now, see, that's weird because I got the Best Buy brand for my Elite. It came with the stand and the battery pack that's made for the Elite, and I've never had a single problem with that one.
No, the like the ones at launch.
Oh, okay. So The ones that I get, the ones that I had a problem with are the actual Microsoft ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've like when my daughter had an Xbox, I went through 3 battery packs. Like it wasn't like I guess like either the controller was messed up and drawing too much power from them, or like frying them somehow. But like they wouldn't hold a charge for nothing. Like you couldn't even plug them in like directly to the console and play. Like it would play for a little bit and then disconnect, and play for a little bit and then disconnect. And so I bought another one. It worked for a while, and then right back to the same issue. And I bought another one, and after that, I was like, "Fuck it, I'm buying you a fucking controller because I'm $25 a pop every single time that this thing does this is getting a little bit much."
Yeah. I won't buy the Microsoft ones because you can get either Nyko, PowerA, or the Best Buy brand. You get 2 batteries and a cable for like 18 or 19 bucks. The Microsoft one, yeah.
It's 25 and or 29, I think. But even with that Nyko one, you actually sometimes even get a stand too for cheaper than. I don't know. I want them to come out with the God of War PS4 Pro.
They're bringing a Monster Hunter one out. Wrong username is trading in his Xbox, and he has the Halo Xbox One, and something else I think to get the Monster Hunter World PS4 Pro.
I want the Monster Hunter World one too, but my wife would kill me because that comes out February, like really soon. And my wife would just absolutely fucking kill me if I, what's it called? Traded in like any of my consoles for another one. Because I just done that with the Star Wars one. But like say, babe, I'm gonna trade in the X so that way I can get the Monster Hunter Pro. She's like, but you have a Pro. But like, I want the Monster Hunter one. Then why don't you trade in your Pro? Because I want that one too. And then the God of like my luck. As soon as I did that and convinced her, then all of a sudden they go, "Here's a God of War PS4 Pro." I'm like, babe, I'm trading in my PS3 and my PS2 and maybe your
all
TV.
the shit we just like bought you, looked hard for, all that stuff. Yeah. It's gone.
Yeah, all that shit's gone because the God of War one's coming up, but you have 2 of them. Like, but I want this one and I want those other ones. Yeah, I just can't talk my wife into doing that.
Yeah. My wife used to do that with me all the time when it came to Call of Duty season passes. She's like, they're just maps. They just have some different buildings for you to hide behind. And I'm like, but you don't understand. Like, a new shade of lipstick comes out from your favorite brand, and you gotta buy it. It's the same fucking shit. Like,
yep.
Not wrong.
She actually did a video with me about that, I think, in 2012. And it's no longer up, and she no longer does videos with me because I got a lot of comments asking if they could split her in half with their dick. So I was like, yeah, you're not here for the gaming topic, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I mean, if I had I'm going to hold out for a God of War Pro because I will get that one, whether my wife likes it or not.
You put your foot down?
Yeah, I mean, because the God of War, like, I went today and got because the same thing, like, whenever the Uncharted 4 one came out, like, I bought the digital deluxe version, like, I had pre-ordered it, and then all of a sudden they announced the collector's edition, so I pre-ordered that, and then they announced a console, and I pre-ordered that. I ended up getting, like, 7 copies, or, like, I thought it was obviously over-exaggerating, but, like, 3 or 4 copies of the game. And so, because, I mean, everything came with the game that I bought. So I was like, well, here's you a game, and here's you a game, and here's you a game. I just wanted all this other
Everybody gets
shit.
a game.
Yeah. Right.
Rambo's like Oprah Winfrey, especially around Christmas.
Right.
I'm wanting to do, I'm definitely wanting the God of War one, though, because if it comes, I would love to see what the top of the PS4 looks like at the God of War part. Yeah, Jay Caesar, they need to put Yakuza 6 on the pre-order store. That's the problem, is I can't pre-order Yakuza 6 without it being there.
Like, dude, speaking of pre-orders, Microsoft needs to change their digital pre-order thing. Like, as much as it suits me and I've abused the shit out of it to get into betas and stuff like that, they need to take your money when you pre-order the thing and not wait till like a week before it comes out to just randomly do it.
Or have an option at least.
especially if they put it like right, put it on the store like really early.
Yep.
Because by the time the game rolls around, you done forgot that you even did shit with it.
Yeah, and the money comes out of your bank account, or but I'm not gonna lie, I have abused the shit out of it. Like they're like, well, you need to pre-order this fighter or shooter or whatever in order to get access to the beta. I'm like, all right, I have a dead green dot card I've kept for years. It just keeps following me. I can't even throw the shit away. So that's like what I use to do that, and it works every time.
So why wouldn't you just go instead of doing that? Like, why wouldn't you just go to GameStop when you're out and pay them $5 and get a code and then just cancel the pre-order?
Because I'm actually spending money that way.
Oh.
This green dot card, it just verifies it's real, and then it gives me a code.
Did you know that I don't know if GameStop, I think GameStop did it with one of them, but Best Buy does it too. Now if you like started abusing the pre-order bonus, like pre-ordering to get the beta, if you cancel your pre-order, they will charge you a restocking fee.
Oh, that's fucked. Well, no, it's not fucked. It's I don't know. Yeah, like you should just be able to buy the beta. Really, like if you're gonna spend $5 on a pre-order in order to get access to the beta, why not just charge like $4 or $5 for the actual beta? Like,
yeah,
why not just make the beta free? Because
for everyone, yeah,
you're literally getting play testing. Even if you give it away for free, you're getting free play testing. But now you're charging people to get play testing.
Well, I mean, the problem with betas is that the majority of the people that are beta testing don't actually they're not there to beta test. They're just there to play the game.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the problem, is because
but even then, that would lead you to want even more people, because then you got a bigger chance of getting those few people who will actually give you feedback.
But if they did like a $5 beta, like you're almost guaranteed like the people who are willing to spend the $5 in the beta, knowing that you're not going to get it back, are more than likely going to be the ones that are actually going to do the beta the way it's supposed to be done.
Or maybe it should be you pay a couple bucks and then you'll get that couple bucks off the price of the game.
Purchase, yeah.
Yeah, see, now that I'd be totally cool with, and that makes a lot of sense.
Because I mean, you figure that people that are going to spend money on a beta are going to be the more serious people that are actually wanting to do it for the specific reason, you know?
Yeah, Caesar, that's what I've started doing is unless I get a beta with the pre-order, like I'll just pre-order it like the week before it comes out with that paycheck or whatever, and you still get all the same bonuses. It doesn't matter exactly when you pre-order it.
I have pre-orders on my PS4 right now that say because when you go to the pre-order on PS4, they'll tell you like how many days or hours.
Yeah, it's countdown.
Yeah, like mine, there's some on there that has like 428 days.
Shit.
And I'm just like, okay. I mean, the thing is, though, is like that I'm gonna buy it anyway. So I mean, if I have the extra money to buy it now, then I can just get that out of the way and not have to worry about it like getting closer to the time. And then maybe like that 12 months that goes by, and then during that 12-month period, during that month period, like we're running really low on money and not able to get it. But I mean, I do it digitally, so I don't really. That way, they just preload on my system. I don't even have to worry about ever really thinking about it. They're just there.
Yeah, like, and with what you just said, that's why Xbox needs to change their shit. Is because when I look in the store, it's because I have money to spend.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when the game actually launches, it could be like, well, fuck, I got 2 kids that have birthdays right there. I can't buy a video game. But I could have, paid for it a month before that.
I mean, the only way to, I guess, combat that would be to, like, if you're using a card, like, you're probably like me that looks at the balance rather than the sheet.
Mm-hmm.
But, because I know, like, old people like my parents, like, if they happen to use a card, like, but they don't even have a card with their checking account because of this reason, but if they did have one, they would use it and then write it in their checkbook immediately. So, I mean, if they, like, had pre-ordered one on Microsoft, they would write down and subtract it from their ledger and then never look at their actual balance of their checking account. They would just look at the ledger of the checking account. But like that just doesn't happen anymore because my mom will be like, whenever I'm using a card somewhere, she'll be like, "How do you keep track of how much you spend?" And I'm like, "Because I just look at the balance on my phone. Like,
Yeah.
it comes out automatically. Something if I look at the balance and it's
Digital checkbook, mom and dad.
So they're not used to it, but like I always pre-order on Xbox with the Microsoft points, like Xbox points.
Oh, does it? Yeah, they probably come off right then, huh?
Yeah, it comes off right then. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Hopefully we got the internet fixed. I don't know if Brim's coming back.
Yeah, he just sent me a message. He's coming.
Okay. The PlayStation, they say that some of their pre-order, like depending on the game, some of the pre-orders like won't come out of your card until the time. But I have yet to pre-order a game and it actually come out any other time besides right then and there.
Oh Lord! I don't know what's going on upstairs.
Not sure I want to know.
I don't think I want to know. But you guys talk about like what the whole Xbox not having sales or whatever the fuck when I came back in?
No.
No.
That's what it sounded like when I came back.
You're tripping.
We're talking about Xbox doing the way they do pre-orders.
Oh, pre-orders.
Like where they take your money after, like a week before the game comes out, rather than when you pre-order. Like if I pre-order, say like Sea of Thieves right now, it'll basically come like check my account like to make sure it's an active credit card, and then like nothing will come off my card. But then like a week before Sea of Thieves releases, my card gets hit with the $59.99 charge. But
and that's the thing with pre-ordering on both Xbox and Sony. I don't know about Nintendo because I never really pre-ordered anything on the eShop.
I can't wait for this one.
But
Sony's not like that, Metro. Before you put your foot in your mouth.
When you pre-order something, it should be like a normal transaction because you go to fucking GameStop or Walmart.
And on Sony, it is. Keep going though.
On PlayStation, it is.
You pre-order some shit and it takes some money.
And PlayStation, it is.
It does that on PlayStation, Metro.
I thought he just said it takes it the day of it comes the day of it.
No,
on the Xbox.
Xbox.
Oh, okay.
Like no, Sony takes your money like the day like you pre-order it, which I like that because then I don't.
You don't have to worry about it later.
Well, like when I got that big that big back payment, I was able to pre-order everything that I wanted on the store at that time. And some of the games didn't cut. Like they had a release date of like at the time, like whenever I first pre-ordered, it was like the December 30th of 2018 because it was a placeholder. So some of my games had like 400 and some days left until the release date. But I already had paid for it. I can just sit back and not even have to think about that, like going into the store and making sure I get it pre-ordered or get it ordered or get it downloaded. Like it's just automatically when that thing releases is going to pop up on my PlayStation ready to play. So I like it like that. But like on Xbox, if I had like to say that the back payment that I had and I went and pre-ordered a bunch of stuff there, if I didn't use cards with him and I just used my debit card, well, I could pre-order the whole fucking store and think, okay, well, I have $1,000 left to spend. I can spend $1,000 on the store. But then, like, say the games don't come out for 6 months. Well, that $1,000 is still in my account, and I'm doubting that $1,000 is going to make it 6 months down the road. So I'm going to be spending that $1,000, and then when all of a sudden that $1,000 comes due in 6 months, it's not there. That's the problem with their pre-order process. But like you can subvert that by going to buy like Xbox Live currency, and then like buying it with those cards. The only problem with that is that unless you go to GameStop, you have to buy it. Like say if you want to purchase a $60 game, well, you either have to purchase a $50 card and a $25 card, or something like that, because the only place you can actually buy like exact dollar amounts are GameStop, because you can walk up to GameStop and say, I want to code for $60, and they'll give you a code for $60.
Yeah. Actually, Family Dollar does that too.
Oh, they do?
They have
For
well,
Xbox?
not well for Xbox and PlayStation. They have the cards on the shelves, but they're meaningless. You take one of the cards to them, and then they have this big old book that they scan of everything in $5 and $10 increments.
Well, that's weird because, like, I mean, I know with Sony, like, nobody can do, like, say $60, like, not $60, but say you want to do $54. Well, with Xbox, you can get by with $54 at GameStop. But if you walk into GameStop or anywhere else and ask, say, I want $54 on PlayStation, you have to either they have to do either 10, 20, 25, 50. They don't have any, because Sony doesn't allow them just to do whatever odd dollar amount. It has to be like a certain, like one of those certain dollar amounts, like the $5 and $10 increment.
Yeah, you can't do an odd dollar amount at Family Dollar for Xbox either. It's all in $5 and $10 increments.
Okay, well, yeah, you can walk into like GameStop and say you have like a $6 credit on your account from the last time that you purchased or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can walk into, like, say you're about to purchase like Monster Hunter for the Xbox. Well, you $60 game and you already have $6. You can walk into GameStop and say, I want a $54 code to Xbox, and you give them $54 on the receipt. It'll be a code, and it'll be exactly $54.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, I mean, it comes in really handy, so that way you don't end up having those cards. Like, say you want to purchase like the $40 game, and then you have to buy
like $50, $60. You don't even want to do that shit because you got
you have to come up with $50 to buy a $40 game because of the fact of how those cards work. But I guess a Family Dollar.
That's how that shit was on the 3DS, where like you wanted an exact amount, but no, you have to put like $5 here. Or, like, say it was like a $2, like just a quick little game or something. You have to put $5 or $10. I forgot what the weird amount was.
The one thing I do hate about PlayStation though is that if I purchase a game for like $2.99 with my card, well, it won't let me purchase anything on that store without it being at least $5. So if I have to,
minimum $5.
yeah, if I purchase a $2.99 game, then they're going to charge my card $5, and I'll just have a $2.01 credit on my account.
Oh yeah, because of the whole PlayStation wallet thing, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
But the one good thing about the play, like it irritates me like on the Xbox, because if I go in there and I want to buy like 6 or 7 games, I have to go to each individual fucking game and buy it, go through the transaction, go to the next game, go through the transaction. On PlayStation, I can put the 5 games into the cart and just buy them all at one time. Which they used to have a limit of only $150 on the store on PlayStation, but here lately I've been able to like have like $173 balance or $175 balance. So I mean, I wonder if they're actually increasing that and just not telling anybody.
So did you get your net fixed, bro?
Yeah, I think so. Now I'm looking at the Streamlabs OBS, and that shit looks like it's the truth, dude.
Wait, Streamlabs released their own version of OBS?
Yeah, they partnered with OBS, and they basically took the core of OBS, took that, reskinned it, and then added their own elements. So it's OBS.
It's actually really nice.
It's OBS itself initially, so it's all of OBS, right? At its current update.
And all of the fucking
all
like,
of Streamlabs and shit thrown into one.
So you get all the notifications,
and then they
all
tweak it so it can be a little better. When you stream on this thing, from what I've seen, you can have to chat on the side. You don't even have to be on Mixer or wherever you're streaming at. It's just to chat on the side.
Is it easier now to can't talk.
To shit?
No, to
Shit?
set their Streamlabs bullshit up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As long as you have their version of OBS.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what I never liked about them, was like their stuff is way harder to set up than StreamJar.
They don't have a mixer set up, so you have to do it like manually, like you would traditional OBS.
Yeah.
Oh
But
yeah, no,
I
fuck
think
that
Mixer
then.
is the next one coming, since it's one of the top 3. They've already got Twitch and YouTube, and
The
Mixer
top 3.
should be next.
Isn't there only 3?
No, there's many other. There's Smash.
Well, I
What,
mean,
live streaming?
there's
No,
only
there's
like three.
Caffeine, Hitbox, Twitch, Mixer.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's only like 3 that really people use.
Yeah, there's
those other
Twitch,
ones
Mixer, and
people-
YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah.
When it
those
comes
other-
when it comes to gaming, yeah, then you gotta remember the other aspects of streaming and other communities.
But even so Shane, the setup on it,
Eh.
how the older OBS you had to like fucking play doctor to figure out which is what.
Uh-huh.
Not anymore. It actually simplified it down for everybody to understand it a little bit better.
So,
I guess it's worth a
what other
shot.
communities are out there beside the gaming?
Oh, dude, there's the IRL
art?
streamers,
And
and
they got the IRL.
yeah, and then the people
yeah,
Metro
IRL,
follows. Yeah.
art-
Don't IRL people just do it on Twitch?
No, they're doing
No.
Mixer too.
YouNow is one of
Caffeine's
their big
becoming the
things.
next big-
Yeah, YouNow. They do it on YouNow, Periscope, Mixer, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, every fucking.
Now, do they just literally like walk around with the camera all day long
Yes.
and they don't
I don't-
edit anything?
No. I was watching a dude drive to PAX.
Why?
I think that
That's-
says more about
people-
you than him.
Yeah, that says
400.
a lot
no,
about you.
I just wanted to see what he was doing, and then you had 400 people watching this man drive to PAX, and all he was doing was just had him and 3 other personalities from the platform that everyone knew, and they were all just talking shit. That was it.
So,
I was
I mean,
I was like,
well,
okay,
there's,
I guess I'm in the wrong thing.
I guess there's another avenue instead of gaming content. I could just stream my boring ass fucking life.
The day in the life of Rambo's
Bro,
Corner.
people
Yeah,
will
that-
watch that shit just based out of curiosity. I'm not even kidding.
It's
Like,
true.
I mostly watched that stream because
Do
I
they
knew
donate to it? Do they donate a lot? to people?
Yes.
donate. Yes.
Especially like with the in real life streamers, because like they could be doing something, and like let's say you were live streaming yourself making a sandwich, they'd be like, all right, I'll give you $5 if you put whatever on that sandwich.
On that sandwich, and they'll give you $5, and then you have to put that
Aw,
on the
hell,
sandwich.
man.
Yes.
I gotta tell my
Bro.
wife like we need to get us a good DSLR camera so that way I can live
Dude,
stream
they're
my
doing this-
life.
No, most of these guys do it. For
Fucking
their phones,
JC's is
dude.
like, do it, Rambo.
Most
Yeah,
of these
Rambo,
guys do
just
it, or
get a
iPhones
top-notch
do it.
phone. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you get like fuck. I mean, you can pretty much get a fucking Samsung phone.
No.
from
Well, ask
what
Brim
they-
though. He knows a lot about those fucking cameras on these phones. I mean,
Dude, some of the best.
Well, I have an iPhone 7 Plus, but I mean
Well, there you go, you're
Yeah,
already
you got
set.
a good camera, then you're good.
well, yeah, but I mean, like, how do you keep the battery life long enough to be in real life streaming?
Battery
Oh,
packs.
battery
Yeah,
packs for like
battery
4,000
packs.
milliamps that you
That's
attach
what
to
I
your
have
phone.
like 2 of them bitches.
All right, well,
I
Lots
can
of
link you a
money, bro.
couple.
One of
I
the
can-
things that people love to do though is like they like to fuck with the streamers. So if they can't swat them, what they'll do is they'll find out where they're at and fuck with them in real, so that way they can show up on their streams.
Yeah, they'll like if they
So-
live in the area, they'll say, oh well, this person's in fucking Times Square. I know where that's it.
Just,
go fuck with them.
remember Rambo. You probably already know this, but for every 1,000 milliamps, that's theoretically and should be 1 hour that battery lasts. So if you got a 4,000 milliamp battery pack, that should technically last you 4 hours. It doesn't always, but it should.
now how long do these people stream for? Like, do they stream for like?
Depends on how I like what's going on in the day. Like some people just stream
The-
for like an hour.
The popular
Usually for, like,
ones
4
normally, like look up a guy named Ice Poseidon. He usually goes on a day's adventure, and he'll stream the entire adventure.
Yep. And this, this dude has like fucking.
And he gets
Battery
fucked with the
packs.
most. He has like he had another a live streamer challenging him to a fight and shit. Like he got pretty ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I remember that shit. I
He's
once
just
thought that was
he's
real
just
for a bit,
another
but then,
he's just another live streamer, dude. That's all he is. He just,
I don't know, my life is boring though. I don't know how anybody would want to. The only thing they'd be able to do is like watch me make a sandwich or play a game. Like,
You'd be surprised how interested people could be
Well,
in some of the dumb.
think about it, Rambo. Would you rather watch someone on a video camera with a controller in their hand where you know they're not going to do anything unless they do it with that controller? Or would you rather watch someone doing something, like actually doing something in life, and you can legitimately fuck with them to mess up their actual life, not their video game?
wow. There you go. I guess that would be the dangerous part about being an in real life streamer.
I mean, that is the danger, but
Is that you can have some true life consequences from doing it.
Some of the in real life streamers though, that's their thrill for it too. Some of them.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't mind being swatted, but like actual.
Well,
anything could cause harm, and because I'm with my kids a lot, so that would be
not for the swatting aspect, but more of the thrill of, well, maybe I got a dedicated fan who lives in the area, right? Wants to fuck around, be that asshole, but then behind the camera, he's like, it's all good, want to fuck with you, all that shit. Now, the real danger is, you getting swatted because someone knows that exact location, so they already know the address, and they're like, yeah, this person's got a bomb.
I mean, I've seen Ice Poseidon get swatted quite a bit whenever he's out.
Did you see the one where he got threatened by the fucking mafia?
No, I didn't see that one. I mean,
he went to a mob boss's fucking restaurant in Los Angeles, and he didn't know the guy was a mob boss, so he's got a fucking video camera running. You know how the mafia is; they get a little jumpy when there's a fucking camera around. So.
Yeah, I can imagine that. I can imagine
like, who you?
The mob typically doesn't want the video camera.
He just went up to him and said, "Get the fuck out of here! I'm in the mafia. You don't know who the fuck I am." And Ice Poseidon's like, "Okay, peace.
See ya."
To go.
He's even gone to different countries, to do this shit.
I don't know. My wife might. I don't know if my wife would have a problem with me streaming our life. I don't know.
I thought about it.
I'll have to ask her. Be like, babe, we can make more money if we actually have sex on camera.
Like, hey, babe, don't worry. I already started the UJIS Patreon channel.
Bro, it's funny you mentioned something like that, because even on a place like Chaturbate, people would watch, your life or my life, if we were doing the IRL deal, really anyone's life, because they're curious of how that particular person or a person of, that kind or whatever lives. But on Chaturbate,
they're gonna end up having sex.
Yeah, well, on Chaturbate, you could be two of the weirdest looking motherfuckers ever, and they'll watch because they're curious about how you do it.
Yeah.
My dude, I actually thought about it just for the shits and giggles because I've seen other channels do it, starting a channel on YouPorn or Pornhub.
I can't. See, I don't know. Porn does not interest me at all. So I don't know.
I mean, no, I'm just saying,
No, I mean, being able
people
to,
have done it and then actually become somewhat successful at it.
Yeah, I'm just saying, being able to, since it doesn't, the consumer side doesn't interest me at all about porn. Yeah. It just doesn't interest me at all to even, think about, even making be on the business side of it. I don't know. I don't know.
You don't sound like a very adventurous person, sir.
I'm adventurous, but I mean, to me, there's just some things that are meant to be private with your, rather than.
Well, this is where you put on a mask and you can still hang on to your, integrities.
Yeah. Yeah, Cyrus, that might be my problem, is that I've pissed off too many people on the internet already. And if they start seeing that I'm in real life streaming, it might become an actual real threat. But the problem is, though, is that if they ever came up to me in public, they'd be greeted with a 45. So I mean, it'd be like a shooting on camera.
Well, see, someone getting swatted, in your case, in Oklahoma City, you're walking around with a 45 or whatever, that makes it even worse. Yeah,
because the cops don't know if I'm actually with the gun, going to use that gun for nefarious reasons. Hey, babe, you're out here. Do you mind if I do in real life streaming? You don't give a shit if I just stream our life, the whole time, just have a camera showing us all the time? You'd be on it. Oh no, I mean, whenever we're out, at the mall or whatever.
He's saying for pretty much whatever you're fucking.
Oh, and Brim's yelling in my ears, but he's saying he's pretty much saying for whenever we're fucking that I wasn't really saying that, but that's what Brim said.
So you gotta watch saying that to women, because like my wife is a fucking nympho. She'll be like, "Oh, really? We can do that? We're gonna take it to that level now? All right, meet you in the bedroom."
Dude, his wife would be down for that shit. His wife would be all about it.
But I don't know like as many people as I pissed off at on the internet. Like I'm like Cyrus would probably be right on that. They'd probably figure out a way to fuck with me in real life.
Oh yeah.
Because it's not really hard whenever you're like in real life streaming out and about to be able to determine where the person is. If you know the area at all.
Well, I mean, shit. We've seen from Gamer Dragon, it doesn't matter if you know the area or not. He's narrowed down where people live in Canada right down to the street, and he's never even been there, just to creep them out.
Yeah,
The power of weaponized autism on the internet.
He's done that to Wraith left the server for like a month.
Yeah, he scared Wraith so bad, Rambo, he left the server for a few weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Again, that shit was hilarious.
See, this is why we don't challenge Gamer Dragon.
I know, like you heard what happened like to the Weapon Wheel podcast, didn't you?
No, but I hope it was pretty horrible for them.
I hope that bitch fucking like burned alive.
You know how people can pay money to be on the show, right? Like through Patreon.
Yeah.
Oh, the Patreon bullshit.
Well, somebody paid money to be on the show. They brought him in, and he basically took over the show, and he was using his screen sharing thing, and was streaming porn every time he talked.
Oh hell
and
yeah!
Then there's actually like a video of up on the internet. Like after it was over, he was threatening to kill Jimmy B Gaming whenever at E3 or whenever he sees them, and now like Jimmy B Gaming and stuff is like talking about I might not even go to E3 this year. Like it becomes a little. I mean, it would become a little real at that point. You know, like wondering is this guy for real or not, and do I really want to find out if he's actually real or not? But I guess it does go back to like if you're gonna talk that kind of shit on TV on the internet, you got to be able to have that, you know. The ability to back it up.
Get out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, did they get flagged for the porn and stuff?
No, they since it was a podcast, they ended the pod because they couldn't end the podcast because this guy actually like took over the fucking podcast.
How did he take it over?
I don't know. They were able to hack Google Hangout somehow. And so they actually created a different Google Hangout. They all went over there and started streaming on that. As soon as that one actually was able to end, you know how it has to go through a process of like rendering or stuff.
Yeah.
Well, he said he deleted the video before it popped up back up on the channel.
Well, that's what they get for running their fucking cocksuckers and pissing people off.
How old did you do that, Panda?
And then Next Gen decided to interview the guy that did it.
Oh, that's great.
Well, then,
that is
now, mind you, like during this, like all of a sudden, like all the Weapon Wheel podcast members started coming into the comment section. Well, then all of a sudden, like mind blowing thing, because you know Next Gen does not like them at all, and they don't like him at all. He actually gave them the link to come into the podcast, and it was just cussing back and forth between BG and Next Gen,
Dude.
and because it was about who said like. Did Next Gen call BG gay before BG said that Next Gen touched his daughter? And BG said that it was okay in his mind that if Next Gen was starting rumors about him being gay, that once he put gay shit out there, that it was okay, all bets were off, and he could actually go after Next Gen's fucking child. Like that was justification for going after it.
No.
I was like, fuck no, dude. Like you go after my child in this shit, and I guarantee you better.
I will get a hold of Hump, and like we'll go take a trip to where BG lives in New York.
Yeah, because
Huntmaster. No, you don't understand, dude. Because like Huntmaster had massive fucking beef with this guy, and he met up with him in New York City. And BG didn't say a goddamn thing. This guy's a soft motherfucker, dude. Like literally soft. Just like
Next Gen said, he's like, if you're gonna come at me with that enthusiasm, you better have that same enthusiasm whenever I see you in person.
Next Gen is
Like
not
his-
far from New York. He's in Newark, New Jersey.
He's in New Jersey. And
That is like the border city from New York. Newark is.
yeah, he's like, but Next Gen, like he said, he goes, he said, I'm not like you little internet weirdos. He said, I didn't grow up with internet. He said, I'm from a whole different type of lifestyle than what y'all are. Y'all are in this talking shit online and thinking it ain't gonna backfire on you. He's like, I come from an area, you talk shit, you better be able to come back with that same enthusiasm whenever I see you in person.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, I just don't think
You know,
it
I
would
don't
work out too
like
well with
Next
Next
Gen,
Gen.
but
I don't
he's
like
got a
him either,
point.
but I agree 100% with Next Gen. I don't like him, but I mean, I definitely agree with him on that part. And plus, like you think it's okay to like bring in my child and like make up rumors that I'm sexually molesting my child?
Over
like,
some gay jokes? Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fucking
I
stupid.
guarantee you, if I ever see you in person, we definitely are having a
I'm going to prison when
talk.
it's done.
Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely having a talk, and it ain't going to be too much with words.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him for saying that shit.
No, because like that, like kids should be off limits.
There's a lot I disagree with when it comes to Next Gen, right? Like, there's just a lot about the guy I don't like personally. But when it comes to family, I can't blame him, you know?
Oh, what's
No.
the matter, Brim? You don't like it when he pops oxys on the fucking streams?
Oh, God.
Like his,
Or comes
like,
out.
I personally don't like Next Gen or like the Weapon Wheel podcast members.
Yeah, I don't like any of them either.
In that sense, like I was definitely on Next Gen side.
Yeah.
And they kept asking for receipts, like for like proof, because like what the story was that Shokio, it was back whenever in the Skype wars, you know, and all that kind of crap. But they were in a call, and Shokio pulled him into a different call to talk. He has some news on a YouTuber, and they all thought it was about Dr. Trey. So Next Gen jumps over there with Shokio. Shokio tells him that BG's they saw BG in a conversation with BG and another man talking about next time you see me, make sure you have me on my stomach and shit like that, like gay shit, like another man. Well, then Next Gen said he came back to the call, like where everybody was at, and they said, what was it about? And he's like, Dr. Trey. Like but Next Gen said he never said anything. And then he said that all of a sudden, like he made a post about Titanfall will never come to the PS4. You can suck my Titan balls. And that's whenever BG said something about like some wild shit about him touching his daughter. He said that's whenever he started saying shit about the gay shit. Like that's whenever he brought that to light, because it's like, you ain't gonna, like, if you're gonna be doing that shit, we're gonna come out with some like the truth. Well, that was like the beef that they had for all this time. They never spoke. And BG went in there and was like, well, show me that conversation. Show me the conversation. Show me the conversation. Prove that like, what are you talking about? Prove it. Show me the receipts. Well, they ended that live stream, and then Next Gen went back into another live stream and actually showed a conversation between him and Shokio, where Shokio was saying that he was actually saying that BG was gay. But then all of a sudden it became about, well, not that conversation. I'm going to see the conversation that I've supposedly had with this guy about laying me down on my stomach. Well, it showed Next Gen wasn't lying about the Shokio thing. So to me, like all the evidence is pointing towards Next Gen telling the truth.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the only thing I can. That's the only thing I can really deduce from it. I mean, and who's really going to hold on some gay conversation for like what 3 or 4 years, 7 years?
The Crumb side.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah,
it has been that
motherfuckers are
long.
crazy, motherfuckers, man.
Bro, his daughter's got to be like 10 now. Because I was talking to him when she was just tiny.
Yeah. Yeah, that was back whenever his daughter was real young, and they said that he was like what came about him being a pedophile, as he said he didn't really understand how the internet, how to like get rid of links and shit like that altogether.
I remember how that happened. Someone sent him a link on Skype, and he didn't know what it was and clicked on it, and that's what it was.
And it was child porn.
Yep.
And then he posted it. He shared it with the Skype call that he was in.
Yep.
And they were asking them to report it and figure out how to get rid of it. And that's how they turned it into, like, he posted it like he was enjoying it. Like, he's like, no, man, it was.
From what I was told by everybody that like me and Shannon dealt with, like he was already kind of a weirdo. Like he would be in his robe and shit, with like naked under his robe fucking coming into the call high off fucking Oxycontins and shit. Like, he was already doing really suspicious shit, and I guess that, like, not only was it taken out of context on purpose, but, like, they sort of connected the dots that
Yeah.
he was that kind of a weirdo.
Yeah.
I guess.
He's without a doubt, at least in my mind, not a good person, but he's not a pedophile.
No, he's not.
Yeah, I've seen him with his daughter, and he's like really damn good with her. Like from what we've seen on camera, you know.
The thing with me, like, I used his words against him. He had a beef with me about it, and then like a week later, he was talking about, "Hey, bro, what's up, man? How's it going?" You know, because I went by and I was trying to let shit go, and I went to his Twitch, and Mushmouth told me to, give it a try, and like Next Gen was really just being cool with me out of the blue, and then we were back into being dicks to each other again, and then he was cool with me again like a week later. I was like, okay, I'm not doing this. I just washed my hands of him altogether.
He can
Too much of that back and forth.
be very stereotypical, though. Especially with how he tries to insult people. Like, when him and I had a falling out, I had called him a drug dealer, and because all the like pills he throws in the air and shit when he's doing videos and streams, and I had a lot of dental work done at that time, and he said it was because I smoked coke, and like, no, that's not what it was, but that was his only thing he could come back at me with, and that guy, he just, like I said, there's no doubt in my mind he's not that great of a person, but he's not a pedo. And that should never be an insult to throw at someone, ever.
No, like that should be like the only time you ever say that about somebody should be like if you could
if
prove
it's
it.
True, yes.
It's really weird.
Like I was just like so surprised whenever he was like he justified calling somebody a pedophile of his own fucking kid because he got called a gay joke. Like, first of all, if somebody says a gay joke, you don't get mad if it ain't true.
Exactly. What's there to be upset about?
Yeah, you're just like, whatever, the dude's a fucking idiot.
How do you think I've put up with, 7-8 months of you guys calling me gay?
Exactly. Like, I mean, like to me, like, if you're getting that upset to where, that emotional to where you're going to attack somebody's kid and daughter, there's got to be some truth.
Oh, shit, I got to pick up my wife. I'll be right back.
Yep. Me thinks he does protest too much, huh?
Yes.
So, hey.
Xbox guy, it really is. Like that, that's taking it way too far. Like, I understand, like, all bets are off, but you still keep it within fucking reason. Like,
there's lines you shouldn't cross.
Yeah, and that would be the...
It'd be like calling somebody a murderer and trying to be serious about it.
Yeah, without... I mean, because you can ruin somebody's life, especially with that pedophile shit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's people who don't give a shit. They'll go straight after somebody that just says, oh, yeah, this guy's a pedophile, and then all of a sudden there's people with guns outside their house and shit.
Yeah, like that. Like, that's something you just don't...
But I don't really blame people for wanting to fucking take that shit that far, you know what I mean? Especially when... Because, like, I was telling people, I don't throw that word around lightly,
No.
It's not something that you could easily joke around about, and everybody's going to walk away okay and unscathed from. All it takes is one wrong person to watch that video or to hear what that person says, and boom, next thing you know, it's being taken out of context. It's fucking being used like it's just nothing. I mean, It is bad news, dude. And when I see these dumb motherfuckers here on this site, it's like, yo, like, look at the media. The media hates us. They don't like YouTubers, right? They fucking hate us. But yet we got these idiots coming on here talking about some pedo shit. And it's like, you fucking idiots.
Well, for one thing, like, Next Gen, if you wanted to, could definitely bring legal action against, like, Hard 8 and shit for, like,
he should.
saying that he was a pedophile, because, like, that, you are at that point slandering somebody.
Yeah, he should. He should fucking totally do that. Be like, yo, like, we're gonna go and see some shit going on in court, bitch. I would. Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing to, like, have the beef and the jokes and shit like that, but to have it to where you're, what's it called? getting to the point to where like it's true slander, then like I wouldn't be playing around with that shit.
All right.
I teach you a lesson to where you won't get on that mic again and say some stupid shit about somebody.
That's not right, Like
No.
to sit there and be like, "Oh, this was only a joke, guys. This was
It's just a meme, bruh."
Yeah. It's one thing, like a gay thing. Yeah, sure, I can take a joke, but you talking about my no, something that can actually. If anybody, like, if I was to ever go get a job and they check the internet and they happen to find that one video, that's definitely going to call into question me getting that job. This shit.
Considering
really...
people get fired for less, dude. Just by stupid word of mouth, dude.
Yep. So yeah, I would definitely make an example out of one of them members.
So hey, how about some actual gaming news?
Like what?
There are, besides the cardboard?
Oh, I got some. So first things first, Fox Next Games acquired Cold Iron Studios, and they've got another Alien game in the works.
Yeah, I saw that. Which that's going to suck again.
I hope it doesn't, because man, Alien vs. Predator was some of my favorite shit.
Hey, wait, come on. We know it's going to suck again.
I know, but
we're gonna. I guess we can hope.
You can always hope, right? If it sucks, I can just go back to my old ones. It's all right.
Yeah.
Now this one's not for sure, but the Manhunt trademark was renewed by Take-Two.
Huh.
So they could be. Now they could have just grabbed it just to keep it.
Keep people from.
But but could all this happens all the time where they'll renew it and they're planning on putting a new one in. And then Tencent is helping the Chinese police get PUBG cheat makers, and so far they've got 120 of them arrested.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, so there's a petition going around, and apparently a few thousand people have signed it, trying to get China region locked for PUBG. Let's see. So that'll be interesting to see what happens with that. Although I think the creator he's super against that, so who knows? Remember that Filipino esport story that came out a while ago, where anybody wanting to play esports in Philippines has to get drug tested.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, it's even worse. They just passed some new shit. Now, you not only have to get drug tested, but all participants have to be officially licensed by the state, and any profits made have to be shared with the GAB, which is the country's game and amusement board.
Fuck that. That's extortion.
Man, that's really going to hurt some shit, especially as the article brings up a real great point that a lot of the people that go to these tournaments, they are not pros by any means. They don't have backers and they don't have, lots of money and shit like that. So I'm certain there's going to be
because the
fees
Philippines
and shit.
Won't fucking let them.
Yeah.
They don't allow that shit.
That's going to be their esports scene will definitely take a hit on this.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And then, Game Rant apparently put out a article about how Kojima Kamiya. Hideki Kamiya is a bad person because of is it Ghost or Whisper in the newest Metal Gear Solid. And I guess he's firing back on Twitter, but that was some funny shit. Yeah.
That Hideko Kamiya is a fucking asshole. Like, he blocks you and shit like that if you just simply like it. He actually has like rules on how he will actually allow you to communicate with him on Twitter. Like, and if you break one of his rules, which are fucking stupid ass rules, then you're blocked and whatever like that. I mean, he's just fucking weird, and he's like always right, like guaranteed, like you're always wrong no matter what. He blocked somebody for replying LOL.
Really?
Yeah, like this motherfucker is like really a petty bitch. Like, yeah, it's a little much. I think he's from that Scalebound game, right?
I
I thought he was like with Platinum Games.
I
I'm
can't remember.
trying to remember, but I remember somebody was like posting about him, and I went to his Twitter and I was like, "Good God!" What was the other? I saw something else like that was really.
Is it the Canadian guy on Twitch?
No. But what was that?
There's a guy who apparently he was spamming, and I guess it had to do with like maybe some racist insults or something like that, but he's facing 10 years in prison in Canada for it.
Dear God. Well, in Canada, you can pretty much spam anything.
I know, right? Twitch, quote, received hundreds of individual reports regarding spam messages containing racism, homophobia, sexual harassment, links to shock imagery, false implications of view botting, and some other shit.
Oh, so this wasn't just a simple thing. This guy was fucking extensive.
That's what it sounds like.
I mean, I thought it was just a few things. It was just a few things. I was gonna be like, that's kind of stupid, but
Even
if it's
still,
really
though,
that
to
bad,
face 10 years in prison, though,
for shit you saw on the internet, like
that's oof.
I mean, this is kind of like where you know, when I asked you guys, like, freedom of speech, you know, I mean, does it have its consequences? You know,
I mean, I don't think that has consequences like they should lock you up in prison. Like, I mean, unless you're actually threatening to kill somebody.
No, I agree with you. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like,
I think
you know, this is one of the reasons why I brought it up.
But I think the consequences just within reason, like blocking the person, you know, whatever, but not to where you're actually facing actual jail time. It's like somebody saying that they don't pay their debt and then facing debtor's prison.
Yeah.
Fortunately, in Canada, hate speech is against the law, so
yeah.
I mean, it's not like Jordan Peterson and Gad Sad and all those other people warned everybody about this.
Yeah.
You know how bad it hurts whenever it's like negative 12 and you're packing cigarettes on your hand? And somebody told me today that they would that they're if their child's not playing a Call of Duty game or anything like that, a mature game, until they're in high school, and even whenever then they're still going to actually be within earshot of them when they're actually playing it. I'm thinking, I said, your raising of a child is done by the time they hit high school. You're just there for more of a guidance type thing.
Yeah.
But like you've already instilled whatever values you're going to instill in them by high school. And if you can't trust your kid, if you can't trust your kid by the time after they hit high school, then there's no hope for that kid. I mean, you're gonna push them away by too damn much. I think he didn't get upset. He was kind of like back because I told him that whenever I moved into my wife's house, where we got, like, her son was playing some but Animal Crossing. I let it go for a little while. And came to her and I came to him. I said, "Okay, it's time for you to fucking grow up." We got rid of Nintendo. I gave him a PS3 to 360, and said, "Figure it out." And ever since then, he's actually been happier than what he was before. And he's like, "What means you letting your kid play mature-rated games?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, that's like, first of all, it's language. That's like they hear it at school, they hear it at home, they hear it at not at home, at movies, they hear it at church, they hear it at wherever. I mean, no matter where they hear it, as a parent, said still that just because you hear it doesn't mean it's okay." It's like,
Right.
it's like saying, "Well, words are never gonna." They think it's okay to say that. I'm like, no. If you're right, they don't.
Is he roboting for anybody
Yeah,
else?
Rambo, you're starting to robot real bad.
Well, I tell you, my internet's like having the problems with the.
Man, all y'all your internet problems.
Yeah, I can't do, like, they turned a line tech for me, so. Probably, yeah. Because it's like really fucking cold here in Oklahoma. For fucking global warming.
Well, let's California, the whole California thing. Did we talk about that yet?
Succeeding.
They're trying to secede from itself.
Yep.
Yeah.
And of course, they don't include Sacramento.
Yeah, but isn't the people wanting to secede? Isn't that the liberals?
No, well, no. It's the place they've sectioned off. It goes from Sacramento and San Francisco all the way down to L.A., right along the coastline. The whole rest of it is who wants to leave.
Well, yeah, but I mean, isn't the people wanting to leave? I thought it was like
This
the Los
isn't-
Angeles,
no.
the mainly blue areas that wanted to leave.
They wanted to secede from the United States. These ones, they want to split from California and become their own separate state.
Because all the bullshit being passed around. The whole
And I agree with them.
Yeah.
You should want to from the hellhole.
You know what's the best part about all that? It's all the Bay Areas.
Yep. I just wish they had included Sacramento. But
you'll be left with all the blue areas.
I'll just have to move. It's all right. It'll only be a few miles.
It'll be a few miles. Don't worry.
It's like go to Roseville or something, wherever the border is. I'll just cross it. I mean, really,
Well,
just
California
LA.
definitely the electoral votes in California definitely need to be split up.
It really should. It should have been a long time ago.
At least with northern and southern California. I mean, like, there's just no reason why the California, because I mean, you're the majority of the people in California live in the Los Angeles area. So you're basically having the Los Angeles area control the whole fucking state.
Yeah.
My dudes, I mean, we're talking about an entire generation of people who are going to just fucking hate you because of that very belief. They don't think that yeah, because I got into a conversation with a liberal the other day about this, and they just got so triggered when I told them that it makes sense for the voting system to finally equal itself out in California because it's fucking retarded. And they got all upset in the chat. And I'm like, okay, I guess we're not talking about this civilly, are we? All right. Good to know.
Yeah, I was on a podcast and somebody brought up the fact that we should go back. We should go to a popular vote. I was like, fuck no. I said, then you're having New York and Los Angeles, or New York and California,
Dictating the entire nation's fucking
dictate the entire nation. Yeah, like we would never have any sort of balance at all in our system because of the fact that they would control. Like, no, that's not even true. And I'm like, yes, it is. I said more people live in California and New York than the rest of the United States put together.
Yeah.
I
mean,
like,
not to mention, we're not a democracy. We're a constitutional republic.
Yeah.
And that was the whole point from the beginning, because democracy is really nothing more than just mob rule.
Yeah, a full-on democracy. Yeah, like that. And I don't know why people keep saying that we're a democracy. Like, we handle things
in schools now, and it's really sad.
We handle things, I guess, more in a democratic, not democratic like in party, but more in a democratic way, like with voting and shit. But all of our shit is done on the constitutional republic baseline. And I think
every liberal will tell you it's a democracy.
Yeah, but people confuse voting, being able to vote on an idea, what a rule as a democracy, rather than actually what it is. I mean, because like they're taught the base level of what democracy is, and democracy is where the government doesn't just make up rules; the people get to contribute to the rulemaking. But in the big picture of democracy is just like you said, mob rule. The majority wins all the time.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about you want to talk about people being disenfranchised? Like that would cause a huge disenfranchisement of a ton of people.
Yep.
There ain't no way I'd live in a democracy. Like that would be.
I don't understand why people are so eager to control others. They say or do, and they swear it's for their own good. Every single liberal that I've talked to said, "Oh, it's for their own good." They don't know.
Yep.
Better. It's like, what the fuck? Like, who are you?
And how do you know what's good for me?
Yeah. Yep. Like, we don't want to control lives. We're just trying to help lives. We're not improving them. I'm like, that's not improving them. Telling somebody what they can and can't eat, that is not improving their life. That is taking away options and how they wish to live their life. Somebody wants to eat themselves into a coma and have diabetes, that's up to them, you know? Should we probably like not encourage them to have diabetes? Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea. But telling somebody or restricting somebody from doing those things is only going to increase the want to do those things that much harder, you know?
But see, they're very contradictory in their thing, because like in the same sense, like they're telling you they're wanting to dictate like what you can and cannot eat. They're also very against telling somebody that they're fat. Well, like you can't, like if you're dictating by law, like what's allowed and what's not allowed to be ingested, you're basically telling people they're too fucking fat. Yeah, apparently, I don't want to ever be woke if that's what it means. Like, I don't understand.
It's quite a coincidence that everybody who ever calls themselves woke, I would never, ever, ever want to be like them, ever.
Yeah.
Woke as fuck. They woke, niggas. Hey, Metro, you should probably get your ass kicked in some Street Fighter.
But yeah, Rusty Panda, that is true. We did not talk about Intel and AMD being sued.
Nah.
And there's a new breach. This one is Intel, and it's mostly I read Xeon and one of the other kind of server chips. But apparently there was a feature in them where it gave low-level access to the system remotely, so that server admins or whoever could update software or the operating system or whatever, and you could even do it when the computer was off as long as it was plugged in. And apparently that's becoming a problem too. Somebody figured out a way to either hack it or an exploit or something like that, so that's going to be an issue. But yeah, there's now 2 class action lawsuits, one for AMD and one for, which I don't really get that one, because AMD isn't affected by most of them, and the one it is affected by isn't all that big of a deal, but I don't know, I guess. and Intel. So that'll be interesting to see how that happens.
Yeah.
Hey, Brim, what do you think about Playground Games making Fable 4?
Wait, who's making Fable 4?
Playground Games.
Really?
Yeah, apparently Eurogamer talked to somebody and they came out with an article leaking that that they were making working on Fable 4.
Ooh. I'm at a point where I don't care who makes it, just as long as it's good.
I just hope it is, and I hope Microsoft doesn't give it the Xbox treatment saying it's got to have multiplayer.
Or that I don't want fucking. Okay, so I've never wanted multiplayer in my Fable games. Not once have I ever said, "Man, this game would be so much better if I could play with my bros." Like, no, like Fable is one of those things where like I have to play it by myself. I'm a stingy bitch. Like I love those games by myself. So 4, huh?
I mean, even
Yep.
my co-op doesn't really match with Fable.
No, it's Fable. It's about you making your own story and fucking who you want to fuck and owning as
Chasing
many
chickens.
properties and chasing chickens and yeah, unlocking cursed doors and doing some atrocious things to unlock said cursed doors, just to find out later you're gonna be getting some evil ass gear. Like,
Like they said that Horizon Zero Dawn and the success behind it is what prompted Phil Spencer to greenlight a Fable game.
I mean, they are fairly similar.
Which I mean,
it's just funny because I've been playing a lot of Fable lately, so this works out great for me.
But it does go to show that Sony did affect a change in the industry.
Oh, speaking of which, I think Rambo will be proud to know this. I think anybody who plays Sony, I blew off the dust of my PS4.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yes, it's.
You actually decided to come to the Master Race.
I downloaded. There's only one reason why I did though. Final Fantasy Dissidia beta. Final Fantasy Dissidia beta. That's the only reason why I got my PS4 to begin with. So, I'm gonna be.
Wait a minute! You got your PS4 all those years ago just for the Dissidia beta now?
No, for the game of the Final Fantasy Dissidia. Like when it.
Oh, I was like going, yeah. Dear God! Like you were like flipping like way in advance, man.
No, like
future sight up in this bitch.
Like no, I have a feeling that Dissidia is going to come in 2018, and I'm going to purchase it now in 2014 and be good.
Did you invite me?
That's planning ahead.
Right. Yeah. I would need to have your fortune teller.
I'll be done with this match and then I'll come over.
By the way, Brem.
What up?
The Blaze Blue Cross.
Oh, yeah. Did you see that tweet that I sent you, Brem, about that?
No.
Half of the characters are going to be paid DLC.
Yeah, 20 characters. It's going to have 20 characters in the game whenever you buy it, and then 20 characters in DLC.
Cool.
That's a lot.
You can't unlock them.
Yeah, you guys like. I think I've admitted this to you guys before.
He doesn't care.
I guess when it comes to BlazBlue, it's like, okay, cool, whatever.
Yep, exactly. No, you're right. No, he's right.
You could give me one fucking character and I have to pay the rest of the other 39, and I'm like, all right, cool, man.
I don't care. Hook it up to my veins. Just give it to me.
I am a very hardcore Arc Systems fighting game nut job, and I wear that with pride. Yes, I am okay with what they're going to do, because guess what? After that, they're going to release another game, probably as an extension to that game, so...
Well, at least you can admit it, unlike, Metro there that like decided to backpedal on this fucking paying for online.
Or the Switch. How about?
Let me guess. As soon as the Switch said it was going to have it, right? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Then all of a sudden it became about like, well, it might be worth it, and like, yeah.
Bro, him and Rambo got into it one night. It was just some random chat we were in, and we were talking about the Switch and like the online capabilities and what we can expect it to have, and as soon as we started talking, like me and Rambo were, and at the time we didn't know that this was going to happen. It was just a joke, and we were saying, yeah, they're gonna have to pay for online. And then Metro's like, yo, fuck that shit, man. If Nintendo does that, I am not paying for that shit. Fuck that shit. They better not go away like Microsoft and Sony. And well, lo and behold, it sort of happened. So.
And then he was like,
we weren't serious about it, but
yeah. And then he came up with all these different reasons as to why it was like some sort of like okay or like tolerable. And I was like, yeah. Like he was really heated too. Like he was really staunch about like, hell no, he's not paying for online because that's anti-consumer. And then all of a sudden it became, well, I mean, technically I can see why they're doing it. And I'm like, what? Like this was a completely different fucking conversation the other day.
All right, bro. I remember when somebody said he wasn't going to get a Nintendo Switch. Remember that, Metro? My dude buys two! He bought two!
How about one?
He bought two!
Who?
Fucking Metro.
Oh, yeah.
I know, but it still counts that you bought two, my dude.
Yep. Like you, when it comes to Nintendo, you're just like, bend over and go, how far? You'll just take it.
Oh, he takes it like a girl, though,
Yeah, like definitely. Like he's all about. He gets an episiotomy every time he like deals with Nintendo. They have to cut his asshole open and so they can fit more inside.
Dude, Jury is my girl, dude. I've been playing with her since before.
Have you played the arcade mode?
Yeah.
Is it any good?
Yeah. They added so what they did was they broke down to the original Street Fighters, but they used this engine. So that is actually pretty cool. Yeah.
I'll have to play it sometime and check it out. I just suck so bad at fucking Street Fighter because it was really aimed at the hardcore and esports.
We're playing right now.
Yeah, I might have to, but if it's late at night, like it'll have to be after I move and get in a better spot with my mic and shit.
Oh my gosh, they changed her up.
Yeah, Cyrus, I got it during the holiday sale whenever it was like half price. So I was like, shit, I'll just get that. It's like $39.99 for everything.
Okay, I'm back.
I could have spent the $19.99 and then just unlocked the characters, but I knew how badly I sucked at Street Fighter. So
I spent $10 on the first season pass because I really wanted to play Yuri.
Well, I was thinking to myself, going to like, if I want to actually play as any characters, I'm gonna have to pay for them because unlocking them is just like that's gonna be too much of a fucking grind for somebody like me. Because you have to actually win matches online. You can't just play matches online.
The fuck?
And did y'all play the Dragon Ball Fighter Z beta?
No, I couldn't even fucking do it, bro. Like the servers were always down when I tried.
Yeah.
Well, they said that like they made Dragon Ball Fighter Z like very, very casual. Like where all you got to do is push one button, and you can do combos, a bunch of combos.
Yeah.
No, we tried to play it the night it launched, and we just couldn't do it.
I did just read somewhere, though, that they're planning to do a second round of beta testing for that game, though.
The game launches like this month, doesn't it?
I think so, yeah. Well, I know there's one, like, doesn't Monster Hunter, like, release this month?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does.
Yeah, and they're doing another fucking beta for them. I'm like going, it's not a beta at this point. You're just like, you want to play it? You want to play it a week early? Like, that's just basically all it is.
There's a lot of games that do that, though. They extend the beta just like till like a week before or a few days before the game actually drops. Yeah.
Since 4.
But see, like me, I don't play betas unless it's like just a game I just really don't know if I want or not. Because I don't want to be spoiled at a game like that I actually purchase and playing, like being able to see it. I want to be able to have that when I first turn it on, be able to go in and play whatever I want and be surprised completely.
Yeah, I'm usually the same. Like the Call of Duty betas, I really try not to play those anymore because I know I'm going to buy it. and I just want it to be a surprise. Like I won't play the beta, I won't watch all the videos about it. I'll just buy it.
Yep.
Same with the Batman games too. I won't watch any of those videos, or when people get early copies or demos or whatever. Nope. I'll just fucking buy it.
Bro, you can ask Shade. Like, I'll play all the betas of these games if they're good. Like Call of Duty. Like, the only reason why I've managed to like prestige almost all my weapons already was because during the beta, I did over half my catalog of weapons before the launch of the game. And what Call of Duty does is, like, if you prestige all your shit in the beta, it allows you to carry it over into the real game. So I had almost all my shit done before the launch.
Dude, by the time the game came out, because I pre-ordered the game, Brim already had like the weapon picked out he wanted to unlock. He already had like every achievement in the beta possible, like not like actual trophy, but like anything you could get from playing the beta, he had it all unlocked.
Yeah, me and I would still be trying to get the 1 win online. The only way I'm winning at a match of Call of Duty is if you can do 1v1 and I use my second controller as just a dummy controller.
This Streamlabs OBS is clean as fuck and user friendly like you would not believe.
I know.
Does it have all? Can you load all of the regular OBS add-ons?
I imported everything from my old OBS.
Okay, so
while
I can
live.
still use like the AMD specific decoders and shit like that.
I'm
None
sure
of
you
that'll
could, bro.
be affected. That sounds good. Yeah, I'll probably have to check it out then.
I mean, it is slick as fuck.
I lost every bit of train of thought that I had. That's what happens when you turn old.
I was gonna say we're all getting old.
Our state's about to turn into about to approve medical marijuana.
Fuck yeah! Congratulations.
Yeah. I gotta just wonder if my doctor will actually prescribe it.
No, see, because Rambo, like, you can walk into the dispensary in Nevada or California now, and Pete can attest to this. You can do that shit and get high or whatever. If it comes up in your system, your doctor's not going to help you.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if the doctor prescribes it, then they will, right?
If that particular doctor does, yes. But if like it's another one that isn't your pain management doctor, then no. You can only get help for pain from one specialist.
Well, if I can actually get, so the one like me, like I have one specialist that's for my pain management. But if he prescribes me the marijuana, then I would just have to keep going back to him for the marijuana, right? Or is it just one-time prescription, then I get to start growing?
It's a one-time prescription. You can start growing, and you can also walk into the dispensary with your prescription and buy whenever you like. There's no like you get 90 pills or 120 pills for a month. You have this prescription and you can buy fucking weed until you're broke. I mean,
Pretty much.
Because I mean, just to be able to be off of the heroin, basically, it would just be so fucking great, you know.
In theory, it is, and I've tried like switching many a times in the past decade. And it's a lot harder than it seems. Like, it doesn't get rid of the pain in the same way or touch all of it. Like, it's a pain in the ass.
But I guess I could just smoke until I'm like blazed, right? So I just don't feel shit.
So you're completely comatose and life just goes by you? Yeah, I've done that a few times.
Be like, man, this shit works, dude, man.
You're like, hey, bro, what's up? Woo!
Yeah, I'm constantly
high and
thinking,
play that new
bro.
Kojima game, man.
Lord, yeah, that. I don't think you even have to be high to play that thing. But playing it high,
what is
shit.
up with this baby, dog? What the fuck is going on?
No, you're lucky to probably get high and play it and go, oh, okay, I get it.
I get it now. Yeah.
It's all clear.
I see what you're doing, Kojima. I got you, man.
Man, that is some deep shit. He's really made me think about the decisions in my life.
Yeah, everybody's online going, "What the fuck is this game?" Like,
it's a
dude,
metaphor,
man.
guys. The baby represents.
Yeah. So you're giving this long explanation. How'd you figure that out? I just got high one night and played it, man. It's cool. It's cool. Like, trust me, it works.
He should sell that game with like an ounce of weed with it. Go to California and like partner up with all the dispensaries. Okay, so apparently at the Daily Beast, one of their writers, Lizzie Crocker, was caught plagiarizing from an Alice B. Lloyd of the Weekly Standards article, and I guess they fired her, and then put out a statement about how plagiarism is important to them and blah blah blah.
Well, at least they're making a stand.
It's at least something, right?
Yeah. Somebody said you can plagiarize a video. Do you think that that's plagiarism? Like, say, like if you make a video and like you're talking God of War points, like points you like or whatever, and then I take your video and use the same points. Is that plagiarism or is that just simply? Be eaten?
In an article, you have to actually like literally copy word for word.
Cite it.
So I would assume it would have to be something similar.
See, I don't know if that plagiarism only dealt with the written word.
There's got to be something, because you notice like the news stations, they don't, even if they run the same article as somebody else, they always change it up some,
Yeah.
I'm sure that like if it was obvious that they just took whole paragraphs from something that that Fox said and just said it on MSNBC or whatever, that they'd be able to do something about it. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, they call for video format, plagiarism would be what that one fucker does here on YouTube. They call it freebasing video content, where you pretty much copy everything about that video down to the names and everything. I guess, but there's like no actual thing against it though.
Yeah, there was one where the channel called Gameranx like uploaded, like basically downloaded somebody's video on God of War and like cut out a part of it, but like did transitions during it to make it look different. But during one of the transitions, you can actually see the scene that they were trying to like cover up. And the guy that said that his video said that that wasn't actually part of the cutscene from the game. Like that was one that he put together himself. So the only way to get that scene after the scene that was shown is through his video. And he was saying that just him having the video doing that, not only the content on it, but just the video content, that he was plagiarizing. And I'm like, I'm not sure if plagiarism covers just like video like that. Like, yeah, but I thought plagiarism definitely had to be through words.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work. Like maybe copyright, but it's not like he could claim copyright on it because it's not.
Yeah, he doesn't own the image.
Yeah, it's not his, I mean, he might have made the video, but it's not like he owns the content in the video. That's still owned by,
Sony, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how that would work.
Yeah, so I mean that's the reason why I don't how does that work with a video? Because to me I wouldn't call it plagiarism, because to me plagiarism does have to deal with the word, at least the language. Like you have to basically say word for word what they're saying. Because it's okay to take an article and then word it, like basically say the exact same thing, but just word it in your own words.
Right.
But if you copy it word for word, then you have to cite them or whatever.
Cite it, yeah. I don't
know. Video seems to be a new thing now. Maybe they'll have to expand the definition of plagiarism, or
Well, they're definitely going to have to come up with some different rules and modify like the copyright and all that because
Yeah, because it's not really fair for somebody to put in the work, like the hours to make a video, and then somebody to just take it.
I'm currently spanking the shit out of Metro right now.
I don't even know how you're getting those.
Dude, like y'all's little conquest. Like we really don't need to know about it.
The conquest would be teaching the world about fighting games and join up for Evo this year.
Well, at least you like concluded that with about fighting games because you didn't.
Everybody should take the dick. Is that what you were thinking I was going to say?
Well, yeah, at least you didn't go completely, full on with it.
Full on gay.
yeah, that's a good point, Cyrus. That there are always accusations of comedians stealing other comedians' jokes, but there are never any court cases about that.
Yes, I'm not sure if that's actually plagiarism or like how that.
Yeah, you would think that if it was something actionable, that one of those comedians, because there have been times when people have, I mean, it has basically been word for word a joke that somebody else has said.
And the small one plagiarizing a big one, like to where like the big one would definitely have something to lose out of it.
Sure. Or at the very least, the money to go after them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's the weird thing about what's going on with all this YouTube and streaming and all that stuff. I mean, yeah, that is technically fair use, but how much do you have to edit it before it's considered fair use, or how much do you have to change, or like I said, they're gonna have to come up with something because there's no.
Well, that maybe just redefine being more specific fair use.
Yeah, because there's no
fair use is very open ended. Like you can really read into it if you try. But maybe if they actually made it to where it's like cut and dry, like this is okay, this is not okay. But I mean, yeah, I mean, technically I could, because I know I could like take your video that you made today, Cyrus, and use the whole thing, but then just as long as I cut out parts, not parts of it, but like make cuts in it. I don't even really have to I really don't even have to make cuts in it. I can actually just let your video play in full and then do commentary afterwards about the whole video. And they consider that fair use, but like to me, I don't know if considering fair use, because fair use is about critiquing the product or shining a different light on it.
Yeah, commentary, critique, educational purposes.
Yeah.
And there's like two other.
But to take somebody's video that they actually had commentary on, and then not actually go rebut their commentary, but actually just add your own and just take their video, I don't know if that actually falls into fair use. I don't know. I imagine you can make a case for it, but again, I think there would have to be a precedent set by taking one of these cases to court to see where it actually lands.
That might be happening with the Sargon case.
Oh yeah,
because the woman, I can't remember her name, that black woman though, that Sargon.
It's racist speech.
He took her video and cut it up a bit and then spliced together a few things that she said in a different way so that, basically so it was that she was contradicting herself or something like, she basically making her look stupid.
Yeah.
And that's a clear-cut case of fair use. And she's suing him for it, and she's apparently taking it to court, and that's Sargon's gonna have to come to the States.
So this chick is taking him to court, or he's taking her to court?
Oh,
she is taking him to court. Yeah.
For what?
She made like a 20 or 15, 20, maybe 30-minute video spouting on about, I can't remember what the topic was, but it was some activist
across the end.
It's like how Obama has all these different like words that he says during speeches, but they cut them all up to make him sing a song.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, something like
It's
that.
kind of like that, but he used it to make her look like she was like just making a fool of herself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that she did, because it's not like he lied about what she said or chopped up sentences. But yeah, it's basically the same kind of idea, though.
And then she got mad and sent him a cease and desist letter, and of course he didn't take it down. And then they actually took it, or taking it to court over fair use.
Yep. So that might actually be the precedent that gets set for some of this stuff. More from the UK. The Northumbria police have warned that offensive comments on the internet will not be tolerated, and they're tracking down users who made, quote, potentially criminal posts on social media about grooming gangs.
What?
See,
so some people bitched about literal grooming gangs, and I think the count of young girls in the UK who have been raped by these grooming gangs is now in the tens of thousands, and the police are basically going after these guys and not the gangs.
Wow.
But like what that reminds me of is because I'm playing Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and what's it called? The the oracle thing, that not the oracle, but the orator that's standing in the towns and just screaming, shouting at people.
Mm-hmm.
He's yelling that during this time, if you're caught being rude or contrary or whatever, you will be jailed up to like. I'm like going. It just really makes me think like back in these days, like shit. Like you talk about regressing, like we went way the hell back.
Yeah.
Yep. This is blasphemy shit.
It is kind of weird. It's strange, dude. Like, it's so fucking weird how these guys are getting away with censoring people on the internet. Like, it is so strange. I mean, I get it. Like, there are some people that take shit way too far. I understand that. But it shouldn't get to a point where you have to censor somebody just so, I mean, oh my God, it is ridiculous. I mean, I get censorship on a personal level, right? Like, if someone's fucking with you and you're tired of it, you have the right to block them, right? That's fine. We could all come to agree that that's a necessary step. Sometimes,
yeah, because you're not taking anything away from them. You're just taking it away from them being able to do it to you.
Exactly. But when the government gets involved, and you're like, oh, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do this. It's like, oh, man. This just does not sound like a good idea.
And Cyrus, I think with photographers, like most of them have copyrights on their pictures that they take, like on specific images and stuff. So using them, you almost have to get the photographer's permission before you use it, because I don't know if fair use covers photography, because a lot of them like have their like a specific license in order to actually be able to use that content anywhere, even if you actually paid for the pictures.
And it gets even weirder too, because there is no fair use for music, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, because I mean, music, you would think that you could critique it, but by playing it and then critique it, but
it would be transformative if you were putting it over like a video of you playing a video game.
Yeah, but like you cannot. Like I mean, if you even have just a little bit of music, like in your video, you're getting flagged like immediately.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I said this stuff is all confusing, because there's not a lot of consistency when it comes to this stuff. Even forgetting the actual within fair use, but yeah, the different forms. Because like the plagiarism example, unless you are literally not citing and copying word for word somebody else's writing, that's all fair use. I mean, you could go through their entire article, and then same thing. It's a little different with a video, but that's still pretty close. As long as you're doing commentary or you're, transforming it, it's still fair use. But then there's Pictures are way different, and then music is even more different than that. It's oof.
Yeah, and it's definitely not capable of copywriting every frame of a video. That'd be expensive as hell to the person that's copywriting it all. Could you imagine having to do that, like copywriting every frame that you use in a video for every video you upload?
That'd be nuts.
You want to talk about a demotivation factor? That's how much money you got to spend out just for shit. Because it costs money to copyright, and it's not really cheap either.
No,
it's not.
I looked into how much it costs to become a notary. Fuck's sake, that thing's expensive.
Yeah.
Like people you can become a notary for $5 or $10 on the internet. Yeah, you can, but then to get all the equipment you need afterwards to be able to be the notary is just fucking outrageous. Like I was like, yeah, it's probably best that I just go pay the $5 to have somebody sign this shit.
Yeah, Cyrus, technically that is transformative. Because people do that. You could people do that for funny purposes, or humor and what's the word they use for it? It's humor and satire. People do that with satire all the time, where they'll change a word or two of what somebody said and make it sound completely ridiculous or something like that.
If it wasn't, then definitely somebody would have been slapped with it by now because of how they make Trump or any of the presidents they edit their shit to make them look like they said something else.
Yeah.
You would definitely have somebody within the government coming after you. Because if you're messing around at the highest office in the land, if you're disobeying the law, you're definitely going to feel the full weight of the government.
Well, not only that, but usually it's news clips that they take it from.
Yeah.
And if anybody would go after somebody for that, it would be those news companies.
Oh, yep.
Because they don't play around with that. I mean, they go after any little thing they possibly can.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one guy actually has a channel, and he actually edits Dr. Phil clips, and I'm just wondering how the hell, he's been able to even...
How are these non-known YouTubers able to stream 24 hours of Rick and Morty?
I don't know. I don't even know how the hell...
Or Samurai Jack, or anime, or...
I don't know how YouTube's not caught him yet.
Well, it could be that the Rick and Morty guys just don't care enough. Or choose not to.
Yeah, but YouTube's program should be stopping that because it stops copyright content like that. But they're streaming. You can watch Dr. Phil live whenever he's actually happening because the people are streaming, and I don't understand how they're even around.
Yeah.
Yep.
And have you seen these live subscriber counts of people streaming it live? There's 4,000 or 8,000 people watching people's fucking just watching their subscriber counts go up and down. It's how fucking bored you got? They're either botting it to make it look like there's a lot of people in there, or there's just a lot of fucking bored ass fucking people in the world.
Well, you know what the new thing is people are doing now at Rambo? They will take an old stream that they have had and restream that and just leave their computer on while they go to bed.
Which is perfectly fine as long as it's your content. Yeah.
Weird.
Everyone's already said, yeah, we're fine with that as long as it's yours.
Watching it?
Yep.
I guess if they watch it kind of like you would listen to radio, because a lot of radio stations would do that, where on the days they don't have a show, they'll just air one of the older shows.
Yeah, very true.
But I thought that kind of... certainly it doesn't make sense on YouTube, because YouTube, they just stay up.
Yeah, you don't have access to the stuff on the radio, but it's YouTube. Like one of our old streams would definitely people will still have access to.
Yeah.
So I guess what I can do is I can take one of these Game Talk things and just run a 24-hour live stream on my channel with
do it.
The Game Talk running.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yep. You can just run that shit and run it for 24 hours, dude.
Sweet. Like, here comes my watch time.
He's like, I got this shit in the bag.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna take our longest fucking episode and just run that shit for I'm gonna fuck 24 hours. We're doing like 72 hours straight.
Oh, just do the whole playlist, man.
Yeah, like the whole playlist. Like don't turn my channel off until the whole playlist is done.
And if you just have one person in there, then you're good.
I need you to move all the old videos over so that way I can get the long playlist, like the full.
Gotta have all of them. Come on now.
Yeah, I gotta make sure that the watch time is very much there.
Yeah. Yeah.
We should just make a playlist called 4,000 Hours of Game Talk.
Shit. Some of our older shit's still getting views to this day. Our fucking one with Dumbass in the video, he that shot up another 1,000 views in the last week or so.
Yeah, that one I think is gonna like be one of our infamous live streams.
Yeah, me too.
What was funny is that was supposed to be a debate between him and Rags, and like Rags barely ever said anything. It was me and him.
Dude, that was one of the more hard podcasts to get through.
Do you really think that person knows how to debate, though? I mean,
I've never seen it.
I never seen it either.
That's for sure.
And I'm not trying to be a dick. Like, I'm really not. I just don't. I mean,
I've never seen him actually take a debate and at all.
I see a lot of talking back and forth in some of those videos where he says they're debates, and I'm just like, that's not really a debate.
Yeah, it's
Rambo
live
loves
debate is
Simo,
very
go get.
different than even a back and forth response video type war. You know.
Yeah.
That
talking at somebody and trying to understand the conversation are two completely different things.
Rambo and Simo are best friends.
During that debate or whatever, the only thing he really did was just call them names or make fun of them. Like he never even argued the points; he just made fun of them.
Yeah. Rambo Go gets talking about Simo,
and he even pointed like the dumbass pointed it out. It's like if you obviously don't have anything to say, if all you can do is comment about the way I look.
Yep. That's all the people like that have to offer when it comes to shit like this. I mean, there were people in the comments section actually rooting for that kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I mean, it was the way it. At first, they were all rooting, of course, for Rags, and then like once they saw that Rags went with the insults instead of debating the points, like they went straight for like him, like wanting him to pull out in it, but. Like I just some of the dumb shit that he said, I couldn't let it just be between him and Rags. Like I just had to chime in because I was like, I couldn't believe I was actually talking to somebody that dumb. But realizing now that it was just simply nothing but more than a fucking troll.
Well, I don't think that's quite as dumb as the Simo thing you went through.
Oh God, does that one still get views?
Simo, yeah,
yeah, like that one. My God. That would
finite resource.
I think still have fucking nightmares of that fucking conversation. I wake up in cold sweat.
So what you're saying is it's Simo.
Yeah.
The internet is going to be like fossil fuel. It's just going to die one day.
Whenever my internet goes out, I just start having fucking flashbacks. I'm like,
It's all used up. I can never get it anymore.
Yeah. It's gone.
I'm out of megabytes. What is this?
I should have listened to Simo all along.
I had to be selfish and download Assassin's Creed Syndicate for the 4th time this month.
How many of other games could I have downloaded if I didn't waste it on that?
Like now all my digital pre-orders are just a waste.
I watched Netflix this week, guys. I'm so sorry if I
can't. I know. Like, you're a fucking asshole if you're a Netflix watcher, man.
I know.
Like,
somebody needs to shut Tumblr down before they fuck it up for everybody.
And what, like, the whole thing that triggered me was like, well, Google says. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what Google says. Like the real world says something different, motherfucker. Like, click a different link. It probably says something different. Well, no, the top one is the right one. No. God, no.
Oh, man.
It's
Like,
okay. We
after
taught
him,
Jay Sentries how to Google. We can teach Simo.
Yeah, but after that day, I really like contemplated ever telling anybody to Google it. Like, I was like, that's just bad advice, like altogether. This motherfucker took that shit to heart, and like Google's his life. Like, he wants to know if he wants to have.
Look, it's a simple search. You go to Google, then you click the wiki link.
Yeah.
And of course, Wikipedia never lies.
No, never. I mean, it was
Never.
like,
It's not easily edited by anybody at all, you know?
It's not like groups organize editing campaigns.
oh, you would have loved to have been on that one. Like, Pete, you would have had a. You would. I think you would have been like. You would have been like me and just been triggered because like.
Oh, I would have had fun.
Oh no, you wouldn't have because like it
was so fun.
Towards the beginning, it was fun to like laugh at it, but then it really got to the point of actually being truly frustrating because of the fact
because you found out he was legit serious. That's why.
like he's not dumb, he's not trolling, he's just legit fucking serious, like that he believed that the internet was a finite resource.
And he believes that Fastlane should exist and people should have to pay extra for him.
Yeah, because I mean it could go away if not. And I'm like, what? Like this, he believes it, and the reason why he believes it is because Google. And the thing is, I even was trying to bring up my life experiences actually working for an internet company, like dealing with the internet. And he's like, it doesn't matter what your life experiences says because Google says.
Yep.
I'm like, but I worked.
I forgot about that part
because Google said it. I'm like, fuck Google, like. Dear God, fuck Google. Like I just like I can only imagine him like getting up going, what should I wear today? Google says to wear my pants and shirt. Like it's just
it was too funny.
Oh God, it was.
I would have edged him to death, Goget.
Oh,
he would not have been able to handle this edge.
It would have definitely if we ever have him back on, I'm staying. I'm going to try my best to stay quiet, and I'll let you handle it.
What?
Because sometimes you just can't sit back and like not say anything. Like it just got to that point. Like, and he'll tweet me every once in a while, like just random out of the blue, like reply to a tweet. And I'm just like, no, not responding, man. Not fucking responding.
You're like, I refuse.
Yeah. Like cool and all, but like your way of thinking and my way of thinking is not going to clash on Twitter. It's not going to mesh on Twitter. It'll definitely clash.
Bro, like, come on. I mean, Simo's my dude. He really is. I really enjoy him. But like some of the shit he says, I'm just like, bro, you're my bro. But it's so hard to like respect your opinion right now. You ever have people like that? Like you really enjoy them. You think they're great people. But you know what they're saying is bullshit. You know what I mean? Like it's like, dude, I can't just,
I think we know the same group of those people.
Yeah.
And some millennials, man, they get taught just the bare minimum to get by, and then they have to figure the shit out themselves. And
even half of that is lies.
Yeah, and then Google, of course, doesn't lie at all. Google's like the almighty, like like you just rub the magic ball or whatever, and it comes back with an answer, and life is just imperfect. The fuck was that?
Was you right?
I'm fucking with Metro.
Oh, fuck.
I'm fucking his ass right now in Street Fighter.
There's no way.
I was like, please, like, put that into like more context there. Don't just leave it. I'm fucking his ass, like. Especially not after you made that sound.
I was doing the Ron Jeremy. If you guys don't know what that is,
yeah.
When he's fucking his chick, he's like, oh.
Someone lined up or made lines out of some Ajax, and it says, "You guys are still doing Tide Pods. That's cute."
Oh my god.
Dude, this is never gonna end, bro.
It's got a $100 bill rolled up next to it too. He's all ready to go.
I'm on the rocks and lines of Ajax, man.
It's definitely going to be. I don't know. It's just full on Darwinism.
According to Pete, this is the best timeline ever. I mean,
how am I wrong, sir? We got kids eating fucking Tide Pods and all this other shit. Come on. There's no end of silly shit to laugh at.
The way I look at it is just, I told my family, like, that's just Darwinism at play. Like,
that's what my cousin said too. She's like Darwin Awards.
Yeah. Oh, Shane, I saw something like you made a post about something. I forgot what it was about.
I make a post about a lot of things, sir. I need more info than that.
I think it was political, or somebody in the comment section, some woman in the comment section brought it in politics or whatever. And I so wanted to reply, but I was like, yeah, I better not, because I don't know if
was her name Anna?
It might have been.
Because if it is, that's my cousin, and feel free, because she is a liberal fucking, yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely from a liberal, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to comment and like tell her how bad she was wrong, but then I was like, it's my luck, it's probably like somebody really important to Shane, and I was like,
no.
I'd be like, you're friends with this motherfucker?
Ah, man, that's my cousin.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't really want to because since I don't know like the y'all's relationships with the people on your page, like I don't want to end up causing.
She's one of those cousins like I've only met once, and she'll hardly ever recognize that she's actually my cousin. So go ahead, tell her she's wrong. I don't give a fuck. Oh, there is something going on at Brimstone's house.
He's fucking him in his ass. He said I mean, he did say in Street Fighter, but that was like a little bit after I'm fucking him in his ass. So.
Well, you'll get the reason he says like I think it was political is because I hate politics and will never talk about them. So if I do, like on social media or really at all, chances are I remember that because I never do.
Yeah. Like it shocked me to see that like you involved in a political conversation, but it was just I think you even tried to correct her at one point, but then it was just like she kind of like overpowered the conversation. Y'all just kind of came to like sort of like an agree to disagree type of thing.
Yeah, she's one of those Democrat liberal like people that you just try to shut her up.
Now he makes me want to get good with Dalsum.
So if you have to like, okay, yep, you're right, to shut her up, then that's what you'll do.
So I almost beat Metrox's ass with Dalsum.
Out of the computer and beat you with it.
Hey, don't worry, man. I'm gonna get good with Dalsum now. I'm gonna get good with Dalsum now. Come on, I want to get good with Dalsum now. Come on.
Holy shit! Federal Appeals Court gives green light to administrators to expel students for tweeting.
Wow.
What?
Yep.
Wait.
Which state is this?
Public colleges in Colorado, Kansas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Utah, and Wyoming.
They can get expelled for tweeting?
Yep. 10th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals released a bizarre opinion last week exonerating an administrator who expelled a student because he called his ex-girlfriend a psycho bitch on Twitter. Apparently he didn't even tweet at her. Indeed, he had already blocked her. But the University of Kansas said he violated an ex post facto condition of an earlier no contact order by mentioning her at all.
Wow.
Jesus.
There's got like the Supreme Court's got to weigh in on this one,
right?
Because that's freedom of speech. Like you can't squelch somebody's freedom of speech.
Especially that's a public university.
Yeah, a public university has to abide by the federal, like by the Constitution. Like they can't infringe on your constitutional rights.
Well, that's the thing, though, isn't it? Like the universities, like they think they're above the law no matter what. Like they've always been that way, dude. Like they think
that is true.
That's just how they are, bro. Like, they don't care. They could care two shits. They look at it as, we take the money we want to take. You guys help fund us. So guess what? We're going to do what the fuck we want. And no one's going to challenge us. And that's been that way for years. It's been that way for decades.
Well, hopefully this one gets challenged to the Supreme Court, because that's not a good precedent to set.
No, it's not.
No, that's really not. Man.
I feel like, this is where I think Trump should step in and tell these universities they can literally go fuck themselves, or they get their grants pulled and force them to down their price for their admissions and watch them fucking squirm, dude. Like, that's what I think he should do.
I like what Jordan Peterson says. Just cut the funding by about half and let the faculty fight over what's the most important things to keep, and whatever remains, that should be what universities are.
Well, that would definitely change their outlook if they didn't have the federal funding.
Yeah.
Right.
Or a lot less of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm tired of this bullshit, dude. I'm tired of our these families, dude. These families with children, they're paying them hundreds of thousands of dollars just so that they could be told, you can't be on this, you can't do that. Like, fuck you, bitch. I pay you tons of fucking cash to teach my kid. That's what you should be focused on, not my child's social media account.
Yep.
Right.
And it doesn't make sense because most of these universities, you don't even have to be there for the class. You don't.
Oh wait, it's a college thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nope.
Yeah, the administrator of the college was the one that kicked the kid out because of the tweets.
Because of the context of the tweet, or that he tweeted?
Well, technically it was the content of the tweet. But I mean, calling her a psycho bitch, that's not exactly.
That's a personal thing. That's not.
And she couldn't even see it either because he had already blocked her. I mean, that was one of the arguments they had in court, was that it made her feel unsafe. And it's like, well, how can it make her feel unsafe? She's blocked. She couldn't even see it.
Wow.
Not to mention, how could that make you feel unsafe in the first place? That's. Ugh.
That's absolutely retarded.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm listening to Metro cry in the background. It's funny, okay?
God.
What?
What'd you do to make him cry?
Beating him with all some he's Eve.
No, there's really not. I mean, it's not hard to make Metro cry. It's like kind of like a female.
I know, right? He
That's
flaps
constant.
his arms over practically everything.
Yeah, he's like constantly on. He's like constantly on his period.
Yeah.
That's why I was afraid to bring up that fucking Nintendo thing.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, y'all probably have like some sort of like SEMO flashbacks over there, but
Like, no, dude, it's gotten to the point where like I'm so like preamped about talking about a Nintendo thing in front of Metro that Brimstone had to go, God, just let him see it first, because I was like, you're probably gonna find a way to damage control it. I mean, because he does.
oh yeah. Well, just even on the podcast, he was like, "Well, that looks pretty interesting," and like, but then he like tried to preface it with, "I want to see like what like no." He's like he's trying to figure out a way to like come up with the idea of like why he can buy it. I guarantee this motherfucker will have that robot cardboard in his house.
A robot cardboard. Oh
Yeah,
God.
He'll be up there putting that backpack on and punching the air and shit like that. If he does, you got to videotape that shit for all of us to see, because we'll all laugh at it.
So the Tide Pod thing has hit a new level. Did you guys hear about?
Oh yay!
Millennials are now vaping laundry pods.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
dear
saw
God.
that already. Well, you saw that one. You saw that one video, Shane. I think Landon, you saw it. Fucking the dude literally takes a Tide Pod and packs his bowl with it and lights it.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Like these fucking idiots.
This is beyond fucking dumb. It's like
You know,
like somebody drinking bleach and then not wondering motherfucker, you drank bleach, you dumbass. I can only imagine. I can only imagine all these people's conversations with God. Like, I'd like to be there for that video.
I saw a picture. Some store had locked all the Tide Pods behind a glass case.
Walmart, just like the spray paint, now it's locked.
Yep.
So you have to actually ask for Tide Pods now.
Yep.
Gotta call someone over and go, hey, can I get the Tide Pods with the lavender scent right there? Mm-hmm.
Did they lock up all the pods or just the Tide Pods?
The picture showed just the Tide Pods.
Yeah.
I was like going because I was wondering if like they left the Gain Pods and everything else just sitting around like that. Like, well, you can't kill yourself with Tide, but damn it, Gain.
The Gain Pods are like budget bitch shit. So
yeah, it's like right, cool. Don't worry. You can probably handle a couple of those before you die.
I'm all about those Gain Pods. Fuck Tide Pods.
Yeah.
You know how some people, only smoke Camel? I only deal with Gain Pods.
Yeah,
Fuck Tide Pods.
You only smoke Gain?
Yep. I only vape Gain.
Yeah. God bless, man, like the world.
I've been thinking about switching over to Cascade, though, just leaving the laundry detergent scene.
Bro,
you really talking about going hardcore at that point.
Bro, I was thinking about fucking tweeting and Clorox today. When they had like the Clorox pods. I was thinking about, watch out, Clorox, you can be next.
That meme that's on the screen now, I made that and I tweeted it at Tide the other day.
I'm just wondering is Tide the gateway drug to Cascade?
Cascade is far more concentrated.
Yeah, I mean, or Dawn. Like, I'm sure that a lot of damage can be done with Dawn.
First, you're vaping Tide Pods, then you're butt chugging Dawn dish soap. It just.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jeff Sessions needs to be worried more about that than the marijuana. Like, we're having a good drug epidemic.
It's still the best timeline, Go Get. Shut up.
I know, people are worried about, like, opiates. No, you guys need to look at the fucking laundry. The household cleaning supplies, really.
There's definitely a black market now for the Tide.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, and butt chugging. I've seen people do that with cough syrup online.
So you're watching people stick shit up people's asses?
No, Brimstone sent me that video.
Uh-huh.
Although I did send him the Mountain Dew butt chug video, so I guess we're even.
So now will people be butt chugging like actual Tide?
Oh, man.
It's possible.
Because I have seen the guy that was almost an adult, like he poured Tide on his Tide Pod, put it in his mouth, started chewing it, and then like poured actual Tide in his fucking mouth.
Yeah, he needed to get like all the Tide possible in one bite.
I'm just like, you deserve to be fucking dead, man. Like this is.
Let the hate flow through you.
But on the bright side, we'll have a lot less idiot kids running around.
Well, this is true. And let's be honest, like none of these people were ever going to be scientists.
I don't think any of these people are going to be McDonald's employees, but
no, we are not losing the cure for cancer.
Their parents' basement dwellers is what they are.
My dude, like, can you imagine if they start using like Tide X as a fucking the dishwasher shit as like a substitute for crack?
Wow, I actually hadn't thought that far, but damn.
Oh my gosh, man! Like I don't know how you consider this a good timeline.
And show me one person that's now famous from eating a Tide Pod, because that's the only reason to do it. I mean, is fame and fortune. Although it's a dumbass way to go about it.
Oh, I don't know about that, man, because I'll bet you it's more like a bravado thing, like they want to do it just to, prove everybody to everybody that they did it or something like that.
Fucking Cyrus. Yeah, I can't wait for the Decon Rat Poison Challenge either. You put these pellets on your cheeseburger.
The challenge is challenge is to see if you can eat the whole hamburger without dying first.
Put them in a pepper grinder and just kind of give yourself a nice sprinkle over the top.
I mean, shit, they could have came up with like just eat your own feces challenge. Like it'd be safer.
2 girls, 1 cup, man. It's already been done. That's
true.
like 2010 shit.
Yeah, like they had to take it one step further.
Oh, okay. I thought you rage quit just now.
It's not like you can block that or
And Metro's in the back going, my internet dropped.
Oh, I guess Bitcoin and all the rest of those are having trouble too.
Yeah.
People are going to figure out that it's worth absolutely nothing. I mean,
yeah, but so is paper money.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's the Bitcoin's literally only worth it if you sell while
with
it's
paper
up.
money, I don't need to have like 30 systems to mine for it. So I mean,
it just happens.
it's called I get a job, I got money. There you go. I mean,
too.
Yeah, can you please host it? Because right now, my
Did you actually trigger Metro?
I can use that paper money.
Huh?
Did you actually trigger Metro where he got up and left?
No, he's here. He's just quiet.
Yeah. Doesn't want us to hear the tears rolling down his face. That's what it is.
Poor Metro.
Was there anything else you guys wanted to discuss?
Not really. I'm good.
Other than that Fable thing and the God of War pre-order thing, that's about all I can. Oh, and then that the custom Pro controller. Are you talking about for the PS4? Go get. Oh no. The Legend of Zelda one, like
Zelda custom Pro controller.
I didn't know there was a custom Pro controller for the Nintendo. That's just another excuse for them to make a shit ton of charge a shit ton of money for a controller that should have came with the fucking console.
I'll buy one when it comes in cardboard color and texture.
Just wait. It'd probably come in cardboard next.
All right.
Be actually fucking cardboard. And people will buy it.
You're not wrong.
And go, thanks, Nintendo. I could never get this anywhere else. I mean, besides like your local moving shop. And what sucks though is that like Nintendo has actually now made moving more expensive.
Nintendo made moving more expensive.
Yeah, because the price of cardboard just went up.
What cause a worldwide cardboard shortage.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Doesn't Nintendo care about the planet?
Yeah, and here I am about to move, and like fuck, now my boxes are going to cost like triple and double the fuck.